Hey, I'm Day. Hello, I'm not Day, but I was just giving an example. Day is over there with the gun profile picture.
Yeah.
All right, now go do what you need to do. You've said your intro.
Gundam.
Gun done. Okay, we have Kyoya too,
Hello.
and we have Mucus. I mean
Uh,
Rucus. I mean Lucas. I mean Roxas. I mean Sora.
Karma's gonna win this tournament. Mark my words.
Okay. And we have Alex.
Hey,
Okay. So I'm gonna screen share the tournament. Hopefully there's not any Musica pictures open on other tabs that I don't know about, Hopefully. Oh, they wouldn't be
well,
on my tab, they'd be in my folders.
It
It's
would
the
it
joke.
would be pictures of the mom from Gundam.
Oh, Gundam Mill. That's so funny. I was literally telling Lucas about that. I was like, all you have to do is put in Gundam MILF and like legitimately she pops up. Actually, we're gonna do that right now, and we're gonna get this video taken down because of the responses. All right, let's close Discord. And it links you right to her wiki page, Alex. Look at this.
Freaking first.
That this I have yet to see this with any other franchise that you can just type in just type in the franchise in the middle. Not even specify from which one she's from, and she just pops up.
Gundam.
Yes.
Fancy.
Okay. Alright. Now that we've stopped sharing one of Aaron's probable waifus. Oh god,
dear.
we're going into the infinite loop. Alright, so we're gonna start the tournament, guys. Woo, you ready? Ooh, start the tournament.
Yeah.
Ooh, woo. Okay. So the first match, guys, is Yukanda versus Bakugo, and I know Kiyoya is like bleeding in his heart because all he can think is, God dang it, what am I gonna say? I don't like either of them. And my response is gonna be, Kiyoya, shh, just vote. You don't have to say anything if you don't like either of them. Okay? Alright. So
Okay, I have my vote actually.
if you say Deku, I'm gonna kill myself, Kiyoya. Please don't say Deku.
He'd probably say Todoroki.
Okay. All right. So let's just take a view of the room. Who is voting for Yukanda? Say I. I. Dang.
Damn. Damn.
Oh crap. Oh crap. So we're gonna go through some character analysis first, so that Lucas doesn't feel like his heart hasn't been just ripped out of his chest. Okay,
I am
we're gonna.
extremely disappointed.
Sucks for
Okay, so
you.
we're gonna start with Bakugo. So you know Grimmjow, how he just screams he's gonna kill Ichigo like half the time, and he like kicks him halfway across the block. Imagine that, but like put him on cocaine and then give him more character development, and you have Bakugo.
I can't say anything about Yukanda really because I'm just not caught up with D Gray Man. But
What
what
you
I
know
can't
of.
what I know of isn't much.
He's like
So
50 episodes in, so he hasn't gotten to the Yukanda heavy arcs, which are at the very end of the like current stuff. Like Yukanda doesn't start getting real good focus until after at least 80 episodes, because like it focuses more on Alan, and then it starts to like progress his friends during that time, but Yukonda's just not on screen half the time, so it's hard for him to be developed, and then he starts to get on more on screen. So Lucas doesn't have necessarily the exact experience that like someone who's like seen all of D Grayman, like I myself has.
what I was gonna say about Bakugo is that Bakugo has fairly generic characterization in the beginning of My Hero Academia, but I think Bakugo is a very well crafted character. His development is present throughout almost all of the arcs he's heavily involved in, and he goes from being this guy who is kind of like cocky and overconfident and very like explosive, no pun intended, in the way he behaves or whatever. But subtly, subtly, I should say,
Who the fuck is back?
he after his loss to Deku or whatever, well, if you want to call it a loss, in like the first arc or whatever, he starts to develop as a character where he's not as overconfident, he's not as disrespectful to his peers and stuff. He starts to value hard work now. He starts to value and respect his classmates a little more, and he no longer believes that he could look down on others and become the number one hero by doing that. So I think he's a good character, and I'm extremely disappointed that he just got wrecked by Ukanda here. But
Okay, I've been
Is this the
showing everyone
character from
pictures.
My Hero Academia?
Yes, I've been
Yeah.
going through pictures of him on Google Images for anyone who's actually looking at the screen share.
Oh,
Because
I
I
was
will.
looking at the tournament thing.
No,
bracket.
I'm not. There's no pictures on there. If look at the
I
screen
know.
share if you want to see characters.
Well,
Because
what I
I'll
was
just
doing
look on.
was just looking them up. Like, I'm on my phone because I don't actually have a computer yet.
I'm voting Yukanda, but I'm going to provide some defense for Bakugo. Okay, so Bakugo, like Lucas has pointed out, is a very explosive personality. He was a bully as a kid, and he told the main character to go kill himself. Pleasant kid. He committed crimes as a kid, like jumping over fences and said, "Don't jump." He's essentially a delinquent. From going from a delinquent, he like starts to lose his bullying personality until essentially he becomes a Vegeta.
Oh.
But like a more relevant Vegeta, because Vegeta just takes those L's to the mouth. Bakugo doesn't take them to the mouth as much. Like Vegeta will like swallow the beam blast that he gets hit with because poor Vegeta. But that's not the point. Vegeta's actually the next person after this, and I fear for Vegeta's fate if this is what happened to Bakugo. Lucas is probably going to feel exactly the same way with some support from Kiyoya, probably.
And the other thing about Bakugo is that his development isn't rushed or anything. It's sprinkled throughout the series, so it's handled very well. Where he like every arc he discovers something new about himself that allows him to develop more as a person.
Yeah, like there's a lot of yaoi of him online.
Oh dear.
Yeah, he gets shipped with the people he doesn't just scream at all the time. So there. For Yukanda, in full defense of Yukanda's arc is like one of the best freaking arcs in D. Gramman. Holy crap! When you actually get into the characterization of D. Gramman, and I know I'm the only person in here who's actually seen Yukanda's arc, it's fantastic. But it is also, I don't want to say it's gay, but it's totally gay, and it's actually very funny because Yukanda is trying to do something for a girl essentially, and because he's trying to do that, it essentially just ends up being really gay, and it's really funny if you like think about it in retrospect. And it's not supposed to be funny; it's supposed to bring dramatic irony, and the dramatic irony is actually fantastic once Yukanda realizes something that he wasn't catching up on the whole time. He begins to accept Alan at the very end of the series. He completely regrets how he has treated Alan this entire time, because Alan has always been a friend to him despite how he's treated him. So Yukanda accepts what he's done and decides he's going to change and goes to help Alan. And that is what I think just makes Yukanda have his redemption arc just a bit above Bakugo. Granted, I am not current with either of the manga, so Yukanda or Bakugo could do something awful, and I could hate both of them by the end, but that's very unlikely because both of them have gained my respect, but I'm just going to give it to Yukanda because Yukanda edges him out just with that little last arc in D. Gray Man.
I think Yukanda by the end of the series will probably be better than Bakugo, just because I think the Gray Man overall is probably a better written series than My Hero Academia.
Yeah, I believe that. I was just providing the both sides since I have seen an extensive amount of both, and I don't like My Hero Academia at sometimes, but I'm pretty. Can I say pause? No, I am entertained by it most of the time. That's the words. Those are the words. Those are the words.
It's okay. Most people don't like My Hero Academia sometimes.
I'm trying to craft my words so that they aren't inaccurate, but also false. Because flat out, if I say I like My Hero, objectively, that's wrong. Because of how I feel about it sometimes. But I am entertained by it most of the time. Those are the words that I'm going to stick to and stop talking about because any more would just be I'd eventually create a plot hole in my own sentence.
The My Hero fan base is gonna come after you, bro.
The My Hero fan base can suck it. Like as Sean says, suck it. That's what they can do because the My Hero fan base is disgusting. They refuse to accept redeemed characters. They refuse to accept anything the author does. They complain about the fan service, even though it goes both ways. Freaking Kirishima is practically shirtless, even though he doesn't need to be. He just has arm, but he has like the shoulder pads. You know what? Let's stop because My Hero outfits get me mad because there's so many more efficient ways they could do things. But they're 15. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna stop talking. You Kondo won. I have to stop. I'll get mad. All right, cool. Anyone have anything else to add to Uganda before we go? Oh,
No, but he's better.
okay. Who here has seen K Project?
Me.
Me.
Who here has seen number 6?
I have.
Me.
Ukonda is like the least gay out of those 3 black-haired boys.
That is true.
Boy.
I mean,
I like
One
Kuro.
of them
Keep
is
in
actually
mind,
a yaoi, but okay.
it's actually
Yes, it
shown an eye, so fight me. Okay. Anyways, because yaoi are a little more hardcore than number 6. Just letting it,
That's
just
true.
let it be put out there because. Yaoi and Yuri are actually far more hardcore than I actually realized, and that is why I am absolutely horrified of those genres. Let's not go there. But also, I'm horrified of harems. So it's fine. The horrific things are spread out equally. But I like Keijo and Free. Don't quote me on that. That's fine. Let's move on to the next one. Unfortunately, Bakugo has lost, even though we've been staring at this fan art of him for a while, and he has like ears on his.
I would say he put up a good fight, but he didn't.
Okay, so let's see. Marquez progress. Okay. Alright. And then, like, how the heck am I supposed to... Okay. Like, oh no, don't do that. Okay, so how am I supposed to... Do I just click the edit? Okay. Now. Submit scores. Ukonda. Submit scores. Okay, yeah. Rip Bakugo. Okay, so we're gonna go to Proto Man versus Kaiba. And I'm going to just say right off the bat, is anyone actually going to vote for Proto Man?
I'll vote for Proto Man.
I'll give him a pity vote.
I mean, like, you could give a defense for Proto Man, but this is Seto freaking Kaiba.
Seto Kaiba is literally one of the defining shonen rivals in anime. I feel horrible for Proto Man.
Proto Man has a beam sword sometimes.
Yes,
So
he
he
does.
wins.
I mean, it's pretty cool, but Kaiba knows martial arts with trading cards.
What
the fuck is Proto?
Kaiba can't shoot pellets out of his arm, so he loses.
Okay, and Day, to answer your question. Oh my god. It's
Oh, okay.
I'm going with Kaiba. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's Kaiba.
Yeah.
That was like a horrible decision. Whoever wanted Proto Man in this.
He was the meme pick, remember? But he wasn't meme-tastic enough. We should have put Zero. Zero would have been more of a contest, actually. Crap, we should have put Zero.
Better.
Fudge, we should have put Zero. What the heck were we thinking? We were too distracted by the meme.
Bass, like there are so many other people in Mega Man you could have put that would have been 1,000 times better than Proto Man.
Can we have Zero swap in for? I don't feel like it changed the result, but let's just
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, if you want to tag Zero in, we can talk about Zero.
let's just can we edit? We can't edit his name, so unfortunately, Kaiba wins anyways. Oh no!
Big
Oh my
cry.
god! Oh, that's actually. Oh man. Okay. So we got someone that the first character I don't have experience with on this list, Xanxus from
Reborn.
and we have Greedling from Fullmetal Alchemist.
So
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure me and Kiri are the only people who have watched all of Reborn. Greeling wins. I'm just gonna vote
Yeah.
for Greeling. I like
I would have
Xanxus, but
voted
Greeling's just better.
Just saying.
What'd you say,
Greed is
Julia?
fun.
I was gonna vote Xanxus, just saying.
Yeah, but
I don't think Xanxus is on the same level as Greeling.
I mean, Greedling is like a pretty good rival.
yeah, he takes Scar's place because Scar is literally Piccolo by the end of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And if you don't believe me, Piccolo says, "I'm neither Kami nor Piccolo anymore," and Scar goes, "I'm neither," because he's the nameless Namekian. Keep this in mind. He's the nameless Namekian, right? At the end of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Scar's like, "My real Ishvalan name," and Scar, "I'm neither of those people anymore. I'm the nameless Ishvalan," and I'm like, holy God, that is a reference. That, like, quite literally, they have that is the same thing by the end. Granted, Piccolo fused with two aliens, whereas Scar was just done with everyone's bullcrap. So, he was done with his own bullcrap. He was done with the army's bullcrap. He was done with Ed's bullcrap. Oh, poor Scar.
Remember how Ling, before he fused with Greed, fought Wrath while carrying one of his retainers?
Yes, and Wrath was like, if you weren't holding her, you could have fought me. And then, like, he destroys him because he was holding her.
Yep.
Do you remember before he had his powers how he turned gluttony into sushi?
Yep.
Ling is greatness, but Ling is my favorite character in Full Alchemist, so that's just
Pretty good.
yeah. So Rip Xanxus. Is he one of the white-haired characters? I'm trying to remember because you guys showed me and talked to me about him.
No, that's Byakuran.
Okay.
And if we would have put him, it would have been probably a better fight. But he's not really a rival, so.
Okay. Because I remember having a conversation with you about like character, like everyone actually for who we should go in this. Okay. So unfortunately that's a wash for Xanxus. I'm sorry, Kyoya. I'll send you a heart emoji. I'll send you a heart emoji later. It'll make it.
But Kiyoya likes Full Alchemist, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So,
All right.
It looks like the next couple brackets are just peak edge.
Oh, it's maximum edge. We have Hiei versus Riku, and they're going to be fighting Sasuke Uchiha.
Jesus
What we've all been
Christ.
waiting for.
Okay, so this one was the one where literally everyone went, we're probably going to stay here for a while. So I'm going to take a little bit of a ring around the room. Who's voting for Hiei right off the bat?
Me.
I don't know who they are.
It's close.
Me and Alex are going to vote for... Wow, that is actually a problem. And we have an odd number of people, but Dave is confused as a deer on Saturn, so we're going to have to give some context.
Dave, have you ever watched Yu Yu Hakusho?
No.
Okay.
Have you played the Kingdom Hearts?
Oh, I recognize this person. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I've seen them before.
Oh, crap.
They look like an Inuyasha character.
True.
Are you looking at Kurama? Because Kurama looks like Inuyasha in his ultimate form.
No, just like the guy. He looks like he's gonna like one of the wolf, like one of the wolf people with what's his face?
Koga.
Yeah, Koga. That's the one.
Oh, Kiyoya just got really happy inside because someone else mentioned Inuyasha and it wasn't dissing it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay. So, ooh,
Probably-
got a tie.
Riku is a
thing
child.
that EA did, at least in my opinion, in Yu Yu Hakusho, was when he fought Bo, the guy with like the giant axe and the armor.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that fight. I watched the Dark Tournament.
I was
Alex.
like, oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Yes, that was peak shonen right there. That
Yeah.
was actually 100% shonen in the most shonen way possible. That's like more shonen than like I've seen in like the last 20 years.
I love the.
It's pretty ridiculous. But then we're going up against Riku, and it's freaking Riku.
Riku fought
Yeah.
someone who could reset time
Yep.
in like freaking dream drop distance is like an acid trip, by the way. That's why it's a drop, because you dropped. It's trippy, man. Oh my god. Like you get into like reverse worlds, you switch back and forth annoyingly between characters. It's something.
Then again, the Roxas versus Riku fight is also pretty hype.
The Roxas versus
Yeah.
Riku fight is the most hype that like either of those characters get, because literally Riku has been hyped since the beginning of the game. Roxas has been hyped his whole game. If you played Days, if you play Days, when you fight Riku, you're literally like, "Ooh, come on, Roxas!" But it's also, I like Riku. Or if you're still salty from Kingdom Hearts 1, which you shouldn't be because you should have played 2 by then.
Yeah.
You'd be like, Riku, I want you to die in a fire. I hate you so much right now. Because in Kingdom Hearts 1, oh man, Riku does the best job of making you salty as crap.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true.
Riku, you can't beat him on the island. Or when you race him and Sora's running all slow and Riku's got like this athletic sprint jog going on thing, and like you fall off and Riku's already at the castle thing, and you have to get there and sit through the humiliating thing of trying to get back up these stupid blocks and like the boxes and the freaking island because Sora can't jump for his life.
Yeah.
Sora has like
the setup in Kingdom Hearts 1, like the stuff on Destiny Island where it sets up, the Riku, Kairi, Sora thing is some of the best stage setting in a story-based RPG I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, because it reveals their roles without fully giving away what the rest of the story is going to be like.
Yeah, and it's not like full of exposition, and it's so good.
Yeah, also you're really hoping they get off the island, and they get off the island in the worst way. The worst way. Oh, poor Sora's mom. For Riku, I will justify that Riku had his redemption arc pretty well handled. The only thing that I don't like about his redemption arc is that he somehow lost the ability to make dark portals. But that's just a plot point, because they're like, the darkness isn't within you, Riku, and I'm like, that's bullcrap, because he has a darkness keyblade that has like also the light with it. So like that doesn't make any sense. But okay, the writer of Final Fantasy, whose name escapes me at the moment. I will give Hiei one thing though. Hiei's edge makes him really entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Like he has. I remember talking to Lucas, and I was like, he's like Killua, but like edgy. And Lucas paused the video and was like, "Did you just say he's like Killua but edgy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Killua is already edgy." And I'm like, "Are you implying that Hiei isn't even edgier than Killua?" And he's like, "Well, he is, but the way you said it."
Yay. His hair is spiky because his hair is afraid of his evil eye.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I experienced Kingdom Hearts at a young age, and I just recently rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho not that long ago, so I may be more biased towards Yu Yu Hakusho, but I find Hiei's relationship with his sister and that whole character arc more emotionally investing than I think I ever felt for Riku. So.
Really? Because I mean,
Bullshit.
Riku's got
Riku's line where he's like,
a lot of shit. Like,
Riku has a really good line with Sora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's where Sora is helping him walk away because Riku is exhausted all his energy saving Sora and then fighting all the monsters that came afterwards.
Yeah.
And Sora's like talking to Riku, and they're just like talking about how they're still friends even after all this crap. And Riku's like, I was always kind of jealous of you, but I'll have one thing that she'll never have. And Sora's like, what is that? Because Sora's like, what could it possibly be? And Riku's like, you'll be my friend. And then you're like, oh! And then there's memes of that because they're like, have you seen the meme where like Kairi sends the bottle and it's like, stop being gay?
yes.
Oh my god! Oh, I think it's a really touching scene considering that everything Sora has been through in Kingdom Hearts 2 just to find Riku, and Riku finally says it. They're friends. No questions asked. They're like really friends. Riku said it. There's no question about it.
Even though, Riku spent the entire majority of the first game being a dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing. I don't want to give away his backstory because Def just isn't there yet.
Mm.
But the whole thing of him, because essentially he got the Jagan Eye, which is the
TNI. The TNI.
Yeah. In order to watch and protect his sister, and which is really sad because even like he becomes a criminal because of that eye, and then even when he becomes a good guy, he starts teaming with obviously the main characters and stuff. He still refuses to tell his sister that he's her brother because of his criminal activities. He doesn't want his sister to know that her brother is basically a convict and everything. And I think that's like really really sad, and to see him deal with that throughout the entire series was really good in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I've to cut you both off. I'm gonna have to do it, and then you guys can continue talking. I've gone to our peanut gallery, I've gone to the polls, aka Ask Toma and Drake, both former members of AnyChat who have been in at least one episode. Who they like more, and I'm going to wait for their responses.
It's Riku.
Okay.
Riku's better.
All right, and so I think someone respond. Yes, Toma, that's who I'm talking about. Thank you, Toma. Okay, so everything is banking on Toma for you, Lucas. So this will be solid.
It's a tough one.
He better come in clutch.
So this will be decided by everyone's favorite Toma. Oh, he doesn't know!
Tell him he has to pick.
I'm not
him
gonna.
They're both cool, said everyone.
I'm not gonna like force Toma to make a decision out of the blue when I'm using him as a poll. We have to wait for Drake now. Drake, you have to answer. I'm not asking Aaron, by the way, because I don't want to hear Aaron's response, and I feel like it's gonna be you, just because Aaron has a hard-on for everything that's 90s, but he also likes Kingdom Hearts. So I don't know what Aaron's gonna say, and I don't want to get him on him.
But like, it's Riku, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Riku has an amazing arc.
We
good.
We have to move on. Hopefully, Jake will respond by the end of this the first round, so we can get an answer. All right, guys. It's really funny because Sasuke Uchiha is the next character.
Yeah, and it's gonna be just as hard.
It's gonna be super edgy. It's now Hijikata versus Sesshomaru, and I feel like Sesshomaru is like the main rival guy in Inuyasha who just ruins Inuyasha's life throughout the whole thing, from what I understand.
You're saying his name so
parts.
wrong.
I don't freaking care. I really don't care.
I just want you to be aware.
I really don't care. I'm gonna pronounce Sanasuki like Sanasuki because that's how they pronounce it in the dub. You can fight me if they can dub Kenshin twice and still pronounce his name wrong, 3 times and still pronounce his name wrong. I can say whatever I want. Okay? I don't care. I'm gonna call him that dude with the S. So that dude with the S versus Hijikata. Alright, who here has seen all of Inuyasha?
I have.
Okay. Who here has seen most of Gintama? Me.
Me.
God freaking dang it. And I don't know if I can... Well, Toma, actually, I think Toma's seen both of these again. And he's going to start getting suspicious if I keep asking him questions, though. Hey, Toma, who do you like more? Shimaru or Hijikata? What the heck are you asking me for? And he'd be like, don't worry about it. Okay. So, I just don't know about S-Guy.
It's been a while since I've seen Inuyasha, but I want to say it's a wash. I want to say Hijikata is just way better.
I think
Okay.
I think he's
Hijikata's
way
like.
I have to disagree with that. But
I think Hijikata is a greatness. I just haven't seen Inuyasha.
Let me.
Okay, I take it back. I've seen 5 episodes of Inuyasha, and they're random as crap that I've seen.
What?
Okay.
You could correct me if I'm wrong, but what has Shishomaru really like? What's his character besides like him dicking on Inuyasha? Because that's all I remember him ever doing.
Okay, so Shishomaru,
Okay.
he's basically, yes, he kind of just dicks on Inuyasha for most of it. But he's like, when I think of a rival, I think Shishomaru, because he's just constantly, like, even if he's not dicking with Inuyasha, he's still there doing stuff. Like, they'll show him and he'll be off, like, traveling with his, like, group and just doing things better than Inuyasha. And it's pretty funny. Same.
The reason I really like Sesshomaru is because he starts off the story being this really angry, hateful person because of the two swords are made from their father's thing. He doesn't like Inuyasha because he's half human and has a human mom and everything. And that's kind of the beginning of his character. And so he has the fight with Inuyasha, loses his arm and everything. And eventually he gets hold of, I'm going to say it wrong, but I think it's Tenseiga. He gets a hold of that sword, and he's not able to use it. And I can't remember if it's, he has to respect humans, or he has to fall in love with one or something. Anyways, there's a complete total opposite requirement to his nature for him to even be able to use that sword. And he has this little girl following him, Ren, and he ends up caring for her a lot. And during his journey, he ends up being able to use the Tenseiga, but then he realizes that it's not a sword for destruction like he wants it to be. Inuyasha's is a sword that kills 1,000 demons with one swing, and his is heals 1,000 people with one swing. So even when he passes the first requirement that his father put on it's still not what he wants. And then he has to deal with losing to Inuyasha. Well, I guess you don't know if you call it losing, but losing the arm really hurt his pride. And over the time, he goes from this
pride, I wish I was a carrot.
really anger-filled demon who hates humans and everything to a person who fights for them. And in the end, he even fights with Inuyasha. I mean, he's never really nice to him. He's kind of just always a jerk to Inuyasha. But there are points like when Inuyasha loses himself to his demon side, where Sesshomaru fights him and tries to rein him in and different stuff like that. And like Day was saying, there are some times when he wouldn't even cross paths with Inuyasha, but he was still in the story doing something, progressing on his own. And so I just think he's a really good character.
I got you.
He's a very good rival.
To give context to Hijikata, because I know like most of you haven't seen Gintama, Hijikata is essentially the archetypal loner badass type of character. But the way he initially starts out is basically he's a loner. He doesn't really trust people. He prefers to do things by himself. But he ends up joining the Japanese police force, eventually ranking up to the vice captain position. But still, he still prefers to throughout most of the series work alone and handle situations the way he wants to, instead of really like listening to the captain that much. There's an arc in the Gintama that's really good, however, where not only does he learn to start trusting in others, but he essentially starts leading the police force and becomes more of the leader than the actual leader of the police force. And then he starts to actually understand and be able to relate to and bond with his main rival, which is Gintoki, which is the main character. Eventually sharing they share each other's favorite dishes because of how well they've bonded and stuff. And I think that's like his development and that whole arc was extremely well done. Don't show him that picture.
That was oh man, that was a funny episode.
But yeah, I think Hijikata's story is like really good, and he's one of the best characters in Gintama in my opinion. So
yeah,
I just think
he definitely is. Since we got like
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
One of the things I forgot to mention is one of the events that happens. I guess spoiler. That's the series really old, but whatever. Ren dies not once but twice, if I'm remembering correctly. The first time,
Yeah, it's twice.
He, and this is the demon that hates humans, hates his younger brother who's half human and everything. He does he gets to the point where he does whatever he can to save Ren, and it's just like a complete 180 and no one's changed him. That's I think the thing that I like the most about it is Inuyasha hasn't changed him. No one's changed him. He's changed himself. And then the second time that Ren dies, he finds out that he can't bring her back with his own power. And so once again, he has to search for a way to bring her back. And he eventually does. But, and I won't spoil too much about it, but he basically just breaks himself down as a character and builds himself back up as a totally different person. But anyways.
Well, anyways, we're going to have to come back to this one too since we have a tie.
I just want to say one more thing about Hijikata though. When you said nobody changes Shishomaru, but Shishomaru changes himself, it's kind of the same way with Hijikata because he's put in this situation where he has to take charge, and his code, his honor code, almost prevents him from doing that, but he does it anyway for the sake of the police force. So, yeah, I just think Hijikata is probably better. Although, granted, I haven't seen Inuyasha in a long time, so the most I remember from Shishomaru is literally him like showing up, being like, "Hey, Inuyasha, I'm stronger than you," then beating him. Every time. That's all.
Unfortunately, Toma has not seen more episodes in Inuyasha than I have. He's in the same exact boat as me, so I cannot use him as a tiebreaker. And he failed last time too, so I hope Drake starts to respond soon. So we're gonna have to move on to another one. If worse comes to, because I'm only going to message people whose opinions I trust aren't extremely radicalized. So I'm not gonna ask Toma about any harems. Is what I'll be doing.
You should have messaged Dennis.
I can ask Dennis. I trust Dennis's opinions.
Gintama?
I don't know. Dennis, Dennis is also a member of RivalChat. He was here to replace Kyoya one week because Kyoya's like, "Yo, Dennis, you mind covering for me?" And that was an interesting conversation. So let's see, what's the next thing on the list? So we got Kara versus Gray. Gray. Yeah.
See, Gray's handicapped by the fact that he's from Fairy Tail.
No, I just want to get it out of the way. I'm voting Gray. So
I'm gonna have to. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to vote Gray too. You didn't hear me say that. Don't quote me on that ever again. And I'm pretty sure it might be a wash. Unfortunately for Kara, not because Kara is a bad character, but because unfortunately Lucas's picks for this tournament aren't very popular, I guess. Which is ironic because it's usually Kyoya that's in that situation.
You guys just have bad taste, except for Alex and and death.
Oh my god, that's I have it's the fact that I've seen more of Gray. I've only seen like 5 episodes of Karma in it. So I don't want to like diss Karma, but unfortunately I have to go with Gray on the prospect that I have more experience with Gray.
Yeah, I know. I like Karma, but I like Gray better.
I like Gray. My problem with Gray is that for like 200 chapters, he's like one of the most like irrelevant characters after Gadget comes in, and like the only time he becomes cool again is when he becomes less unique by becoming a slayer like everybody else who's a slayer in Fairy Tail.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a bad character, but like Karma, I feel like Karma is not only a more unique character, he's the best character in Assassination Classroom by far. And
Yeah,
he's
he
also
only became a Slayer after fighting his dad, though.
so
our
tiebreaker has spoken, guys.
My point is he
Character
had to.
development for him and Juvia.
But my point is that he had to become less unique to become important again.
That's
my main issue with Gray.
That's not his fault though. That's just Hiromashima shoddy writing. So yeah, our tiebreaker has spoken. By the way, so he won. According to Drake. So we got
lame.
So yeah,
Riku put up a good fight. Respect to Riku.
Okay, so yeah, here we go. So he is the next person versus Sasuke. We're on Karma versus Gray.
I'm pretty sure Gray won this, but I just want to say one more thing about Karma. I enjoy the fact that Karma's character, the interesting thing about his development is that his personality doesn't change whatsoever from the beginning to the end of the series. It's the way he thinks that changes, like the way he perceives situations and the way he is able to perceive other people's like the way he's able to feel empathy and stuff for other people by the end of the series.
Okay. So we're gonna start from the bottom, then work their way up to the top because Sano and Udi will just be me and Lucas. Has anyone in here seen most of Kenshin?
No.
I've not.
Yeah, that's the problem. They voice acted in the dub by the same character, same voice actor. So God, that we should have changed that matchup. Unfortunately, that's gonna happen. So we're gonna start with Gary versus Kai. Straight up, Kai. Without Kai.
Gary.
Kai. Like I'm gonna have to
Gary.
go. Kai is a part of like the Russian mafia, and he plays with Beyblades, and automatically.
Listen. Gary is so badass that he got 10 badges in a league with only 8 gyms. That's how good Gary is.
Listen, you know how cool Kai is? Kai creates tornadoes in elementary school with spinning tops in like the first tournament arc. That's how cool Kai is. He literally fights Tyson in a cage match with Beyblades.
He's like a Pokemon scientist at like 10. Like you can't even compare it to Gary.
Kai is the master of a god at like 10. So, like, I'm just going to have to go Kai. Also, Kai has one of my favorite rival fights, despite it being in Beyblade, period, because of how freaking good it is. It's essentially, okay, so to give context for what happens, basically, this is in the last saga of the original Beyblade. It's in G Revolution, and Kai has to fight the strongest character in Beyblade so far that we know of, right? He's never lost, right? Kai got destroyed by him last time. So Kai has gone through so much training and he's upgraded his Beyblade this time, right? Kai, after 3 episodes of Beyblading, finally beats the final boss, which is usually reserved for Tyson, the main character, before anyone else does. And everyone's minds are just blown because we're all like, did Kai just beat what's-his-face? Because he's some pretty boy that's super OP that I can't remember. Because I was too busy rooting for Kai when I was like 10. Because I was like, yeah, Kai, you kick his butt. Right? And so because of this, Kai had gone beyond his limits so far, he literally dies after the fight. Like, he literally dies from a Beyblade match because he went that hardcore. Do you know how hardcore that is?
I'm really happy, and I'm gonna let you finish. But Gary's one of the greatest Pokemon trainers of all time.
Listen, he'd still lose to Paul. He just lose to Paul. Kiri, you know who Paul is. You know who Paul is, right? Everyone knows who Paul is. That's the purple-haired guy that came in and was like, hey, you know Gary? I'm Gary, but I'm more of a jerk without the hose. That's essentially what Paul is. Paul is essentially the serious rival because Barry, like the blonde kid from Gen 4, they like decided that Barry was just so trash they needed another rival. So they just put Paul in there because Paul is like hardcore. Essentially, Paul is like the guy who's like, you're kind of weak. Release this Pokemon. I'm going to go breed or train a new hardcore one. And his brother is like a scientist / breeder. So it kind of makes sense that he's kind of like that, but just way darker about it.
Paul is Paul is basically like what the actual like competitive Pokemon player is in real life.
Yes. And he has good development by the end, but his best development is I don't hate Ash's guts with a burning passion now. It's just a light torch flame. That's essentially Paul's development because he's so edgy. And he starts to respect Pokemon a little bit more. But yeah, so Gary's just more entertaining as a character, just period, than Paul. But Paul is there to add like the seriousness to the show that the show wanted, because Paul would show up and Ash would just get destroyed. Until like I think the last 3 fights where Ash starts to actually be able to beat Paul. If he ever beats him, he might have beat him like twice. Also, Paul actually evolves his Pokemon, so that was a key factor to him just destroying Ash.
Cry.
Is anybody else voting for Gary? Or am I alone in this too?
I has anyone else seen the original Beyblades besides me and Kiyoya?
Yes.
Give me a second. I'm going to show what Kai looks like.
I mean, I don't care much for either, so it's not a big deal. But
this is
Gary's
Kai.
Gary's that boy.
Kai, this is Kai as like a middle / elementary schooler. There's a oh man, I love Beyblade.
What a boy.
Also, I take Pokemon, and I know I shouldn't, but I take Pokemon way more seriously than I do Beyblade.
I've watched Beyblade and I've played Pokemon, and I'm more invested in Pokemon, but I remember Kai. And I remember loving him.
Kai is the best boy. Like that's he's
Rip Kiyoya.
He's literally Kiyoya before Kiyoya existed. That is what Kai is. Kiyoya is just more. Kiyoya just takes more L's. I'm sorry, Kiyoya. Poor Kiyoya.
Kiyoya just dropped for some reason.
Oh, well, Kiyoya is the Beyblade rival that comes from the franchise, from the saga, the series after his. And Kiyoya likes Kiyoya so much that he changed his name from Zale to Kiyoya, which is why Kiyoya's main character's name is Kiyoya, because of the Beyblade rival. Just let that be known. And I'll show you what Kiyoya looks like, because he was just on here when you look up Kai, because he's that much of a Kai clone. This is Kiyoya.
The fact that Kiyoya likes Beyblade more than Gintama, it's very disturbing to me.
Listen, I'm very nostalgic for Beyblade. They're literally fighting with gods in these spinning tops, and that's what makes these fights so hype. And they have like these freaking soundtracks that they like wrote. They took out the Japanese soundtrack and like put in like these raps for like. You know what? I kind of want to just play one right now because they are hype when you're a kid watching Beyblade.
Let's not go down that route. I'm assuming that Kai wins this, though.
If probably Kai's more of a. I can't say that. Kai is like the best character from the original Beyblade. He's like way better than like Tyson. Freaking what's his name? Tio? No. Crap. He's better than Max. I can't remember the Asian guy's name because all I called him was Asian guy. He's all right. Let's. I'm tempted to put an Asian guy Beyblade and see what happens. Let's see if he pops up. If he does, I'm gonna cry. No, it's just okay. It's just still Kai because Kai's Japanese and Russian. But here he is. That's who it is. This guy. He's like the most Chinese cartoon character I think I've seen in a while. There he is. Ray. That was his name. This is his design. He is very Chinese. He's a martial artist who pays with Beyblades because reasons. Anyways, yeah. So Kai probably wins because of votes. If I could put an asterisk there, I would just for Lucas.
I don't care that much about it.
Okay, those were gag picks, so you know, it's fine. They're fighting Shadow the Hedgehog, by the way.
Because I don't think what do you call it? Beyblade or Pokemon are inherently good series, so.
Ow. But okay. Okay, so then we got Caesar versus Law. I'm gonna go Caesar right off the bat. I'm sorry. Law is
I love Caesar
Law from One Piece.
I love Caesar, and I hope he wins. But I have out of principle, I have to go with Law because Law is just more integral to the plot of One Piece in general, and he has a more deep and fleshed out backstory and characterization than Caesar does. But
it's this guy.
But I do like Caesar more.
The problem with Law is, at least for me, is I dropped One Piece like 20 seconds after Law was introduced.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm just like, I'm done with this.
This is Caesar Zappelli. This is the second JoJo. No, he's the first JoJo real rival. He's the first JoJo rival. There he is. Caesar Zappelli in all his flamboyantness. He uses bubbles. I see. My experience with Law, because I know who Law is like, I dropped it right after the Marine Ford arc, so you know, bam, same problem as Alex that I really have. So Law, I will give you, is more integral to the story. But Caesar is my boy, and I was legitimately rooting for him against Wamu. I was so sad when he just got destroyed.
No, I know Caesar's greatness. I love Caesar, but I just gotta go with Law on principle.
If we're gonna go with better character, Law is integral to the story, like you said. And out of principle, I have to give it to Law just if we're going by better character. But I have clear favoritism towards Caesar. But I'll give you the Law win because Kyoya left during a JoJo and One Piece discussion, and that is exactly expected. So I'll give you the Law thing just on the fact that Law is a more integral character to his own franchise. Doesn't matter. He's going to lose to Kirei Kotomina anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. And we got Black Star versus Genos. I need Kyoya here for this one.
1 second.
Okay.
just kind of off topic, but slightly on topic. Literally everyone in the group I hang out with is watching the entire series of One Piece, and like there's one of them that has started from the beginning again, and I'm just like, I can't do it, guys.
No one can do it.
They can.
Luna's doing it.
Luna posts pictures of her watching One Piece, but she's already. I think isn't she current?
No, I don't think so. Last time I remember her watching it, she was like around Skype or something.
Dude,
no. She was around CP9.
Dude, she's past the time skip. She regularly posts stuff from on her Snapchat.
Yeah, but the time skip was like 300 episodes ago. I don't know if she's current.
Listen, all I know is that's all I see her watch on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Black Star versus Genos. This is yeah.
Can I ask something? Why is Black Star on here?
Because Black Star's a
Black
good
Star is
character.
a rival.
Who is he the rival of? Because he's technically not the rival of Maka and...
You mean how all three of them are the main protagonists to their respective stories and how he's the rival of Death the Kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, if you're going to be talking about like the main, it would be Death the Kid, because Death the Kid is technically the rival of Maka.
I wanted to put Death the Kid on here, but they wanted Black Star.
But
also the main character is Soul. He's literally Soul Eater. He's the title character. He's like the poster boy.
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean? Like out of the main like duos.
Yeah, but it's all three of them the main characters, and so if you take it from Death the Kid's perspective, it's Black Star and Maka, but no one was gonna vote for Maka.
I would have voted for Maka.
Maka would got destroyed by Genos.
Oh, I don't like either of them, honestly. I don't like either of the people on this list either. Like, I don't like Genos and I don't like Black Star.
Black Star is irritating. Like, I know he has like really good development and everything, but like, I out of like the main characters, I'm just like, can't do it, man.
Oh man, I don't like Maka or Black Star though, so you know it's fine. It's fine.
I like
Maka
Star way more than Maka.
I didn't like Maka for the longest time. I thought she was kind of irritating, and like not as much as I hated Black Star, because I've just hated Black Star right up until today.
Maka is the thing about Maka is that she's just way less interesting than both Black Star and Death the Kid and Soul.
Yeah, but that's because Soul is just a way better character than Maka. Whoops. Just flat out. That's not even a comparison, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. She's like, she has nothing on any of the other guys.
Yeah, but the thing about comparing her to Soul is Soul's a weapon, so you got to compare her to the other weapons, and Soul is the best weapon.
Yeah.
So what's
Tsubaki's great, and so is Patty and
Liz,
but like
Soul is just better than them.
Soul is pretty great. I like Liz and Patty.
Liz and Patty are entertaining, but I don't think that they edge out Soul.
Yeah. They had like Soul has like such a like even in just the show alone, not even like touching. Also, why is it Krona on here?
Oh, that was another one I suggested, but Krona probably would have lost too because I like Krona. But
Krona's amazing. Krona is such a good character.
Krona's really disgusting in the manga.
Same.
You know he eats his mom in like the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
That's so gross.
Hold on.
What's going on? Who's playing music? What is this?
That's Drake.
Oh, it's Drake. Drake. Why did you keep that profile picture?
Just replace Kale, yeah.
Well, Drake is black too, so you know I have my other ethnic minority with me.
Yo.
Okay, yo, Drake. So we're doing the tournament right now, and we're on Black Star versus Genos, and I don't want to vote. Can you vote for me, Drake? I don't want to vote.
Genos.
By the way, you're gonna vote Genos. By the way, all ladies, be aware Drake is not legal yet. So, just letting y'all know, because he's such a keeper with that profile pic, you know.
Wait, is Genos
Genos is the robot guy from One Punch Man.
Oh, he was fun.
He's the
I
pretty
like
boy
him.
robot. This guy, yeah.
Yeah.
God. Lucas,
I
who's your
liked
vote?
him.
I like Genos, but I think I would go Black Star.
Okay.
Why you gotta
So
do the ties? Don't stop it. But okay.
okay, let me do my thing. Okay, so just from like Soul Eater being like the first actual like anime that I like devoted myself to, I feel like I'm a little biased. So I kind of have to say Black Star because I genuinely love Soul Eater. I've watched it like maybe 4 times, like from beginning to end. I've made it most of the way through the manga, and I love it so much. Like Black Star personally, like I get it. He's like his thing is being the rival and that he wants to be the best and everything. And so like just like alone as a rival, I think he's wonderful.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I'm not very excited about him. Like he has some pretty funny.
So
He has good development and everything. I like Genos, but like I gotta go Black
so
Star.
Black Star wins is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
But he's
the
not
thing,
even the best Soul Eater character.
That's not the point.
Like
the,
he's probably like one of my least favorite from watching the whole thing. He was just so Naruto, but like Naruto in the wrong direction.
you guys
Naruto ran
you,
away from the
you
village.
guys just don't understand the Black Star greatness.
Naruto ran away from the village.
Naruto ran away. Okay,
Black,
so
Black Star has the best OST.
No, oh,
Lies.
Okay, well, anyways, unfortunately, since I'm not gonna vote, because I'm just not gonna vote on this one. I don't want to touch this one. Black Star wins. Unfortunately.
The thing about Genos is that there just isn't enough there for his character.
the thing about
I
Genos
like
is
him. I thought
he
he
never
was
wins a
good.
fight.
Yeah, Drake actually really likes One Punch Man. His name for a while was Metal Bat, if anyone didn't know.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, so the next one is Sonic. Hey, Drake, have you seen Kenshin?
Yes, I've seen Kenshin
Okay.
religiously.
Okay, so Sano or Uryu?
Shit.
Sano.
Sato.
I'm gonna
think-
go Uryu. I think that means Sano wins, which is actually probably making Lucas's wet dreams come true right now, but like, that's unfortunate. Because like, we're the only 3 that have seen both of them. So,
I just think Uryu, like after Soul Society, I just don't think he's that good until like the last arc, and I'm iffy on him on the last arc.
all right. I never thought I'd say that Sanosuke was beating Uryu ever in my life, in any context whatsoever. But I guess that's happening. Hey, Drake.
I mean, at least he'll be Black Star.
Yeah. I'll definitely vote for him over because I actually like Sano. So we have one more thing from round 1 to decide, and it's Hijikata versus. Have you seen Gintama, Drake?
I've seen like 2 episodes and then like a highlight reel.
So have you seen Inuyasha?
Yes, I've seen Inuyasha.
Okay, that's it. I'm spinning the wheel.
Shishomaru's better.
Just spin the wheel. Just spin the wheel.
It's Shishomaru.
I don't care how his name is pronounced. I will call him a Higo face for all I care.
Oh,
look,
no.
Can we just let Shishomaru win, please?
Oh. I hate Inuyasha.
Def likes Hijikata a lot, so.
Yeah.
And so do I, so.
Oh!
It's just showing.
I'll roll it 2 more times.
It's a Hijikata, didn't it?
Yes, I said I'll roll it 2 more times. Ooh, Hijikata already won the 2 out of 3. Ooh.
Thank goodness. There is a god.
It's because Kiyoya isn't
Hurts
here.
me.
Okay, so Hijikata, fine. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay, but he's fighting El Mech, so unfortunately he's gonna lose.
Good.
Okay, so the next round is Vegeta versus Yukana.
Vegeta versus Yukana? Ooh.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Vegeta.
Okay, we got one for Vegeta.
Okay.
I may be alone in that, but
Okay. let me do my thing. Okay, so Vegeta, I haven't even like watched a whole like I have watched maybe like a total of like 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. Like it's pretty bad. But with Vegeta, when I think like he's like someone that I see as like a rival. Like he's someone that I like one of those like staple like, oh, rival. Like you like look at him and he's the rival.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at this purely just like rival whatever, I feel like he would win.
Well,
if we're talking about the archetype,
Vegeta is a lot of the times just like causes problems.
Yes, Vegeta is the main problem for like the first 3 sagas. Vegeta is the main problem because he's the antagonist. He's the antagonist of the first saga. He is in the second saga the reason.
What do you mean first saga? You just
I'm talking about Z. Raditz is an arc. He's not a saga. He's a part of the Saiyan saga.
Oh man, leave his feelings.
It's just Raditz has his hair. Okay.
Vegeta is the most human and complex character in Dragon Ball Z.
False.
The only person.
False. Hercule. Hercule.
Listen, forget about Hercule. Listen, the only person who comes even remotely close to Vegeta is Piccolo.
Piccolo had his archetype first. And Tien had that archetype first. And Krillin had that archetype first. And Yamcha had that archetype before.
Oof. Akira Toriyama's not very consistent.
Listen. Piccolo was evil, but he just straight up becomes a good guy by the end of the Saiyan saga.
Yeah, he just becomes a babysitter.
Whereas Vegeta doesn't just become a good guy after he's defeated. He stays as a villain throughout the Namek saga, and then he's an anti-hero in the Cell saga, and then
continue.
And then he's a good guy by the Blue saga, but then he becomes evil again, and then he gets his final atonement by the end of the Blue saga, where he becomes like truly part of the good guys. So
and in the Boo saga, he's the reason Boo gets revived.
Shut up.
Okay. I'd like to point out that you say Vegeta isn't a good guy, but he's married and living a household life literally after Cell. After Cell is dead, even before the Boo saga, even before that, he is a housewife and is just domesticated by Bulma by that time. Straight up.
He is an anti-hero in the Cell saga.
Yes.
He's an anti-villain in the Cell saga.
He's the Deadpool of the Dragon Ball universe.
Don't ever say that again. I do not want to ever hear those words ever exit your mouth.
Oh my god.
Never.
He took the bait. He took the bait.
Never say that ever again.
He took the bait.
I will fly to New York and beat you up. I will have to beat you up. I'm a pacifist, but I'll still beat you up. Don't ever say that again. Oh my god. Holy crap.
Oh my god.
That's a Raleigh, first of all. That's just flat out a Raleigh. Actually, no, Raleigh's Squirrel Girl, if anything. She's
True.
Squirrel Girl. Okay. That's just okay. But if we're talking about development, Vegeta was a more extreme than Kanda.
Mm-hmm.
So moving from bad guy to good guy was a longer process than Ukanda's was. Because Ukanda was never a bad guy. He was just a Japanese bully.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm super pretty in Japanese. I hate you, sword stack. Which is what he calls Alan, even though I'm pretty sure Alan's not that short because he's only 15. And Ukanda's 18 physically. So that's unfair, first of all. But, Ukanda's like, I'm Japanese and tall, so I can call whoever I want short. I have the absolute right to do that. Also, it's in the 1800s, so I think Ukanda is even more on a high horse about being somewhat tall. Yeah, but if we're to talk about Vegeta's relevance to the story, he is a critical point in advancing the villain's plans 9 times out of 10 until Super, and that's Goku in Super. So, if we're talking about beneficial to the team, Yukanda. Unless we're going Namek Saga, because if we go Namek Saga, Vegeta is a critical member of that team. But then again, so is Krillin, and that doesn't count. So it's fine. We're looking at it as a whole. Krillin was relevant in the Namek Saga, and that is the last time Krillin is relevant outside of a supporting role. Oh, poor Krillin. Until Super, because Super tries to redeem that, even though it's way too late to try to give these characters relevance again.
Don't say that like they didn't just try to revive Master Roshi in the last saga of Super.
Listen, they tried to give Master Roshi was too weak to fight Cybermen with his 3 students, but he was strong enough to fight in the Tournament of Power before Yamcha.
Yes. Instead of getting a Wolf Fang Fist, we got Mafuba.
Which Tien knows. And Goku. And Trunks. And Piccolo. They all know this
in 2 seconds.
Yes. But Trunks, there's literally 2 Trunks in the future time. You know what? Okay, the best thing about Vegeta is that his son is Trunks, future Trunks. I said it, there we go. The best thing about Vegeta is that his son is Super
that's
Trunks.
Not cool.
There it is.
And now people will riot the streets.
I said no, because Christopher Savin's favorite character in DBZ is freaking Future Trunks. So you can suck it. That's how you know it's the truth, because even the voice of Vegeta's favorite character is Future Trunks.
Here, we're on Vegeta versus Yukanda, helping to get out here.
I personally like Yukanda better, without a doubt. But if we're just looking from the rival standpoint, I still think Vegeta would be the better rival.
Example of a rival. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But this is who we think is the better character, but also a rival, since this is a rival tournament.
Well,
so that's a fair argument. That is a fair argument.
Yeah, that's a fair argument.
So I get where you're coming from, Dave, with the objective standpoint, but this is considering character and their status as a rival, which is why Uryu and Sano make it on there, even though they're consistently not evil.
Yeah. Then Yukanda would be my guess then. Well, not guess, but my pick.
Yeah. So both of your points are very relevant to the discussion. That just lets me know. And Kyoya, were you there for my Future Trunks statement?
He's not even there.
Don't make him say it again.
Listen, at least you didn't say that Vegeta is the Deadpool of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, the worst part about Vegeta is Kid Trunks. I said it again. There it is. The worst part about Vegeta is Kid Trunks.
So both the best and worst thing about Vegeta is Trunks?
Yes. Also, it should be known that Kid Trunks has the same voice actress as the original English voice actress as Lucina, which proves my point that Lucina is Future Trunks. Don't let Nintendo fool you. Wake up, sheeple. There you go.
Oh, man.
That's what you need to do.
It's too late for conspiracies.
Kyoya, if you're trying to talk, by the way, we can't hear you. So, just let you know if you're there.
Oh man. Okay.
So,
all right. So
final vote for this one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to take a poll. Kyoya, DM me who you think. He's gonna vote Vegeta. I already know because he doesn't like D Grayman that much. I'm voting Yukanda.
Yeah, I vote Vegeta.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm voting Vegeta too.
Also, let it be known, we have 3 black people in the call. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay.
I'm black below the waist, so I mean.
Lucas, I will shoot you. Stop.
Who burned you, Lucas?
Yeah, you'll shoot Lucas and miss and hit one of us.
Oh, God dang it. We can't say stuff like that. We're going to get our video taken down. Oh,
we're going to get demonetized.
Demonetized.
We don't even get money for this. And I said, if we ever did go monetary, you know where our money would go? To
Where?
Anna Chat, the fictional person I created for PS Plus. And so that everyone could use her PS Plus so that we could stream games. That's all that would ever happen. Okay. So, I remember telling Alex, I'm like, Alex, and he's like, what? And I'm like, I'm going to make an alter ego for Annie Chat, and I'm going to give her a PS4 account. And he's like, okay. I don't have very good internet, but okay. That was his response.
Yep.
Where's Annie Chan on this list? Where's Annie Chan on this list?
Annie Chan? Is that
Annie Chan.
is that our rival?
Did the brackets change while I was
No. We're on the second. We're on the second round.
I
now,
mean,
bro.
we did Black Star versus Genos, and Black Star won.
Thank God.
Oh.
Oh, Drake is cringing as well.
The Black Star disrespect that was going on in this call.
I'm glad I missed it.
Okay, you actually left right before we started talking about a JoJo versus One Piece character, and I'm like, Kiyoya with that timing.
What happened?
We're talking about Traveler for Law versus Caesar Zappelli.
Oh, well, Law wins. I don't even like One Piece, but I prefer Law as a rival.
Same.
Like,
I don't like One Piece.
Caesar's not a rival. Caesar becomes his friend in like 2 episodes.
Caesar is not his friend in 2 episodes. It takes a whole beat down and like him to make out with a bird chick.
that happened all in like 1 episode.
That's the first episode, and Caesar is not even his friend yet. He's just like, Jojo, don't you feel that we need to avenge our fathers? Jojo.
Mojo Jojo.
Hold on, did anyone vote for Uryu?
I voted for Uryu, and then they voted for Sano, and I was like, guess I lost here.
I would have with you.
I would have gone Uryu. I would have
Uryu too.
Okay, so all right, so we're gonna take a thing of the room. So Drake is Vegeta, Lucas is Vegeta, Kyo is Vegeta. I'm Yukanda, Day's Yukanda, Alex.
I'm Kanda.
God freaking
dang
it! Got the wheel.
You're making things
Listen.
Got the wheel.
Okay.
Jay was Vegeta at first when I came in.
Okay, let's.
I was Vegeta at first, and then it's like, because it was like if we were looking at it as just rivals, but like if we're also looking at the character. Use my boy.
Okay, guys, I'm using Toma as our tiebreaker once again. Hopefully, he will come through. Yes, he said yes.
Toma's dead to me. Toma's dead to me.
Upset of the century.
Somebody's gonna get.
I'm not talking to for this.
Somebody's gonna get Gallic gun tonight.
No more memes for Toma.
We have the upset of the century here, guys. Oh man, why hadn't we done this before? This
hurts.
This hurts.
And it's gonna hurt a lot more in round 2. Trust me. I'm just gonna have to like cry afterwards.
I hope Yukanda wins this tournament. I will literally cry. I will like cry actually if Yukanda wins. We have the next one. Kaiba versus Greedling, the GOAT of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Who's not the Pharaoh because the Pharaoh literally solos, and Greedling, the rival that just stayed relevant in Fullmetal Alchemist. All right, so let's take a gesture. Let's take a like poll around the room to see what environment we're living in. Who's going Kaiba?
Me.
Okay. Crap.
I'm gonna go.
Cough.
I can't go Kaiba. I can't put Kaiba over Greedling.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm going Greedling.
I haven't like watched enough to be able to like safely say that. Like I could be like, yeah, totally, but like I haven't watched enough to like say it and have it mean something.
Okay. Alex, you were trying to say something, but we all got disappointed.
I'm on Team Kaiba just because Dark Side of Dimensions movie.
Okay, because Kaiba.
I have not seen that.
It's just the only good part of that movie is Kaiba. Just
I hate
let
that
it be
movie.
known. I understand why, because it turns into Battle City at the end, but worse. But
Doesn't he like sacrifice himself or something?
Kaiba?
Yeah.
No. What universe do you live in? Do you think that Kaiba would sacrifice himself for someone other than Mokuba?
Get in the car. Get in the car, Mokuba.
Ishizu is like practically Kaiba's girlfriend, and he'd be like, "Oh, please." Like, okay, yeah, Kaiba would never sacrifice himself for any of Yugi's friends. He'd be like, "Joey's gonna die. Too bad." Do you know what? Do you know why he saved Yugi and Joey during the Battle City tournament?
Why did he do that?
Yugi had the Egyptian god card, and then it just looked bad PR wise. So like that's why he came in to make sure that Yugi and Joey didn't get killed. He didn't care. He just like, well, Yugi has the Egyptian God card, and if Joey dies, that looks really bad on the tournament.
I should rewatch that arc now. I have not watched Yu-Gi-Oh in forever.
Yugi boy.
The thing is that Creedling is just such a good character. I love Ling. Ling is one of my favorite characters of all time, but I love Kaiba. Kaiba is one of my favorite characters of all time.
This is really hard. Why would you put me in this
character-
situation?
If we're talking character-wise, I don't think Kaiba stacks up. honestly.
Kaiba's development is good, but Greedling's got so much there. But that's because Fullmetal Alchemist as a whole is a better series than Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
So
It's not even funny.
So unfortunately for Kaiba, he is weighed down by the constraints of his own universe, which is why he's like pissed off at the end of the movie and goes back in time to duel Pharaoh.
Yes.
Is that really how it ends?
Yes. Kaiba goes back in time to duel the Pharaoh because he's that OP with technology. Kaiba is literally more advanced than they are in 5Ds, which is literally mind-blowing.
Oof.
Kaiba is
You should go in the future and duel Jack Atlas.
He would destroy
I'm you, but better. I'm you, but better.
True. The only thing I'll give Jack Atlas is that he's nicer than Kaiba is, but
It's not that hard.
It's so Kaiba's just so much cooler. Unfortunately, I think we have to give to Greedling. You see, it would bother me more if Greedling wasn't such a good character.
True.
If Kaiba had lost to Proto Man, I'd have to hang myself tonight.
That's what that was before.
Proto Man, yo.
Proto Man was Kaiba's first opponent. I would literally could literally consider ending my life because of that happening.
Commit Sudoku right here.
Sudoku. I will commit Sudoku. No, -1. There we go. I almost instinctively gave Kaiba the win by accident.
It's just natural.
The next match is Sasuke Uchiha versus Hiei. Now, everyone, take a deep breath and make sure you have your safety gloves and safety glasses on, because we're going to be dealing with a lot of edge here. Okay, we don't want anyone to get cut or get any glass shards that they're wounded. Okay.
In addition, choose wisely.
You will remember this.
I will.
Okay. So, I'm going to do the opening statement for Sasuke here. He's literally more plot relevant than the main character of the series.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he doesn't
That sounds about right.
Naruto's plot MacGuffin.
Naruto has the Nine Tails, but Sasuke gets that same power scaling just because he's Uchiha, and he's like, because I'm an Uchiha, I am directly tied into the lore of this series. Naruto's clan relationships are that the Senju banged a couple of princesses, and the Uzumaki is a spin-off branch. So that is why Sasuke just holds more relevance to the Naruto bloodline lore, unfortunately for Naruto. Also, if Naruto was a redhead, it'd make him being an Uzumaki way more proficient, but, you know. Also,
Namikaze blood runs strong.
Yeah, Minato is Minato gene's too strong. He hit her with that double teleportation finish, and that's what happened.
Still wasn't fast enough.
Well, you know. He still beat up Obito, so can we agree that was good?
Yeah.
Like everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we all know that Minato.
Notice my silence.
Come on, man.
Okay, I'm going with Hiei. And before you kill me,
Lucas!
Listen. Kiyo's gonna be like, I'm not watching Gintama with you tonight. Here's my reasoning. I like Sasuke. I think I appreciate Sasuke way more now than I ever have before. But the thing with Sasuke, the thing that I like about Hiei more than Sasuke is that he is a much more consistent character. Whereas Sasuke, like after the reveal of Itachi, is like inconsistent as crap throughout the rest of the series. And I don't like that about his character.
I mean, Sasuke just like
But
flies
there's-
after males and becomes even more edgy after Itachi stuff.
He's like clinically depressed for 90% after Itachi's reveal. Like that is legitimately Sasuke's whole character. He's just depressed and
There's
is
a-
going to kill everyone because he's depressed.
Like
There's a reason
Sasuke.
for that, though.
Yes. Keep in mind,
I-
Lucas is trying to not back himself in a corner because he knows how the room is gonna vote. So he's like trying to stick up his defenses and build them as quick as possible before they get shot down by the bazooka that is Sasuke.
Because
I like
because like
I'm not saying Sasuke's bad.
no, I know. I'm just saying the thing that you call inconsistent is consistent. Right?
With his,
Because his thing is about revenge.
he's saying that he's
His-
inconsistently consistent because of his emotions, because of the
Yes.
situation he in. That is what Kyoya is trying
But-
to say.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I understand that. It's just that all of the traits that originally made him cool to me kind of fade away after the whole whatchamacallit, Itachi reveal. And then he doesn't become cool to me again until like the end of the series and into Boruto.
Well, I'm sorry we can't all stay Kurapika forever, Lucas.
Kurapika. What?
Listen.
I don't know.
I didn't join this chat for some Hunter x Hunter. Okay, I joined for rival chat.
Please. Whoever this is,
I have not
God
gone
bless
past
you.
Heaven's Arena for a reason.
Okay.
And
That's disrespectful.
So who is actually voting for Hiei aside from Lucas?
I want to because I literally just watched like season 4 of Hakusho like this past weekend, and I really remember how much I enjoy him as a character. But I have to go Sasuke.
Unfortunately, Lucas.
Unfortunately.
I think the room is going to rule that he just got washed and rinse cycled. Versus
Sounds about right.
I'm sorry, Lucas.
I'm
Guess
sorry,
who's not
man.
watching Gintama tonight?
Listen, I knew it. Listen. It's fine though. It's fine. I like both characters. So.
Okay. All right. Also,
Whew.
Sasuke bangs Karen. Stay woke.
Can we put an asterisk for the fact that he wifed
Sakura, so he gets minus points. Is that what you want? The asterisk?
Put
Oh,
an
man.
asterisk.
I can't. I don't think I can change his name anymore.
It's fine.
Okay. We'll put that on the championship thing. Like, if we print this out, I can just draw an asterisk and take a picture and send it to Lucas. Okay, so we have L versus Hijikata. And, in my heart, Hijikata has won me. But unfortunately, I think L is just going to destroy him. I just, even though I think Hijikata has more development, I really feel like L will just destroy Hijikata in this situation.
Probably.
I mean,
I-
it's L.
I love L, but I also really like Hijikata, so it's really tough for me.
Although, I'll vote Hijikata.
You'll vote Hijikata just Kyoya.
Well,
Do you
well,
want
I'm
two
reading-
emojis now?
I'm reading the Gintama manga, so I
Okay.
know who he is.
Okay. Alright. I'll give you two heart emojis now, Kyoya. Okay? There you go. Okay. Alright.
Sorry, guys. I pick L.
Okay. Alright, so I'm pretty sure Alex stay on L. How about you, Drake?
L.
Okay. Lucas?
I'm gonna go Hijikata.
Oh my god, why do you have to
Hey.
make the tie? You could have just easily. You're gonna make this more painful for me. Because if L wins this spin. Okay, now I have to ask Toma again. A
Just-
random question of two characters. He's gonna be like, what the crap are you talking to? Like,
If
who are you
Toma doesn't pick L, then I'm definitely not talking to him. Just let him know. Let him know what he has at stake.
No, this is the moment for him to redeem himself.
I was I was gonna pick Elf, but the thing is that I like both characters so much that I feel like if I was to cause for one being the other, then I'd be like really upset with myself. I'd probably have to kill myself. So I like both characters that much. So once Drake was like L or whatever, I was like, I gotta go Hijikata. I gotta tie this up.
Okay. Toma, please.
Toma.
Oh god, I am like really concerned with what he actually, because he likes both them.
Please.
Oh god, if L loses, this will be the second upset of the century. By the way, might I point out.
This is like the World Cup. Nothing makes sense.
I've never seen Kiyoya be so excited about anything involving Gintama.
He chose Hijikata!
Thank God.
Oh my god.
Bro.
No, Hijikata is just
Toma is not my man's. He's not my man's.
Oh, never mind. He's going against Sasuke. He's gonna lose next round anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. God freaking dang it. Okay. That's another upset, guys. I'll have to put an asterisk by Hijikata's name when I print this out. Okay, so we got Zuko versus Gray. I'm gonna assume it's a wash and just assume that everyone's gonna go Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender, which isn't an anime, but we put it on here for the meme.
Zuko best character. Zuko's the best character.
Jay, you realize that when I open your DM, everyone sees what you sent me, right?
That's the point.
Okay.
Zuko. I got Zuko.
Zuko?
Yeah.
Zuko!
Alright, it's a wash.
Book 3's best book.
Alex hasn't seen Avatar, so...
Alex hasn't seen Avatar.
Whoa.
Fuck.
He didn't have cable. I didn't have cable. Me and Alex have bonded over this.
I
It's okay.
didn't have cable.
I didn't have cable for a decent period of time.
Like, yo, we watch Avatar.
I don't have cable anymore either. So once again, me and Alex on the same page right here. But I did see a lot of Avatar because I went and watched it on my computer eventually.
Eventually.
Hey, calm down there, Drake. I will kick you back 16 years, and you'll be like an embryo again. Don't play this game with me. That's how hard I'll kick you.
Jesus.
Alright, so Kirei Kotomine versus Traglypher Law. Anyone know who Kirei Kotomine is? He's the priest from Fate Zero.
Ooh.
Kirei.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kirei. I'm
going Kirei. I'm going Kirei.
Oh,
Sorry,
Law.
Don't ask me that question like you don't know where my allegiance lies.
I'm gonna see if I can find it. Is this? I hope this.
Yep.
It's like a AMV for some godforsaken reason though. I'm gonna see if I can get the exact moment for what this exactly was. Did I already skip it? No, yeah, I did. Okay. Let's see.
I do not like the look of that.
Let's see. Where he just beats the tar out of Maya. Here it is.
May I have a cookie, please? Oh.
This is exactly what happened, by the way, guys.
Yes.
Just crushes it. There we go. That's what needed to be seen. Submit score. Okay, so the next one is Kai from Beyblade versus Shadow the Hedgehog.
Shadow versus Kai.
Okay, guys, show me where your
What's the difference?
So you got
True. They even have markings. If you don't notice, Kai, they both have markings on their face and like the same spiky like hair. Look, like it's an actual thing. This is a.
I'm going Shadow.
Ooh, I got tags from a Yaoi server. Let's not open that.
Maria.
Okay, so oh god, oh no, you're gonna give me PTSD. I don't want that shadow PTSD. Everything in that game was Maria, as he has a flashback.
Maria! Oh!
I'm gonna go Kai. Alex, are you gonna go Shadow?
I'm gonna go Shadow the Hedgehog.
Dave, are you gonna go Shadow?
No.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Are we really gonna have a time? No, don't make me ask Toma. Toma's the Sonic fanboy. Oh no, 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 no. Don't make me ask Toma. Okay, okay. All right. So we have one for sure.
Either character's just gonna get bodied by Kiri anyway.
Yes, but all right, okay. All right. So we have. So Alex is going Shadow. Dave, you're going Kai. Okay, Kyo, you're going Kai. I'm going Kai.
Kyo, how could you do this to me?
Lucas, you're going Shadow. Drake, are you going Shadow the Hedgehog?
I should. I actually enjoyed the game
Shadow
for
was your
GameCube.
boy.
Okay.
But no, I'm not going Shadow.
Oh, so I don't actually have to ask. Oh
My ninja.
God damn it.
Oh my god. Because Shadow would have won if I had to ask Toma, Shadow would have instantaneously won because Toma loves Sonic.
How could you pick Kai over the ultimate life form? This just isn't right.
Oh.
Okay, guys, we're on the semifinals, essentially. Oof. Or the quarterfinals. I can't freaking tell. It's been a long night. We started an hour and 30 minutes ago. Okay, we got Asian boys. We got Yukanda versus Greedling, right? In series where the main character is a European kid who's 15 and has arm that is not human.
Same.
So there we go, guys.
Actually,
yes, we have achieved peak full D Grayman. That is what we've done here. Full Metal Grayman. This is what's happened. All right, guys, let's take a poll around the room. Who's got Greedling? Who's got Yukanda? Let's go Greedling first. Who's going Greedling?
I'm going Greedling.
I'm going Greedling.
Yeah.
Crap. I'm gonna have to pick Yukanda just because I've been swarmed. That's left with no other option.
Is that your defense mechanism?
I can't even really defend myself because I've said in defense of both Greedling and Yukanda, so I would literally be arguing against myself either way. Either way, I would be arguing against myself. Both of these are my favorite characters from their both respective series. So I'm going to just have to surrender and give it to Greedling.
But Yukonda's so great.
Yes, he is. But
at least you didn't have to do Hijikata versus Yukanda.
Yeah, but I would have chosen Yukanda for Greed. Okay, so Sasuke versus Hijikata. I'm going to assume this is a wash for Hijikata because I feel like everyone's just gonna pick Sasuke. Luke. Okay, Kyo's gonna pick Sasuke. I don't even have to ask Kyo. Alex probably is gonna pick Sasuke.
Yep.
Dave, who are you picking?
Sasuke.
Okay. Drake, I'm gonna need you to be clutch. Who are you?
Sasuke.
Freaking dang it. Oh no.
Hijikata's my boy, and just because I feel bad for him right now, I'm gonna pick him.
You hurt me right one after another. Oh no, my only. Oh god, dang it. Okay. Oh crap, we skipped Sano versus Blackstar. I totally forgot they both existed.
Well, Blackstar loses. Please don't push him up again, guys. Please.
Okay.
Please.
I'm gonna vote Blackstar.
I'm gonna vote Sano.
I'm gonna vote Sano too.
Oh,
I'm voting Sano.
Blackstar gets wrecked.
I love Blackstar, but I love Sano too.
Unless Dave and Alex want. Sano is from retention.
Okay.
Please, Alex, do you want to throw in an upsetting poll vote just to troll us?
No, I'm good.
Not this time, guys.
He's like, I think I've had enough Naruto for tonight is probably what Alex is.
It's getting late.
It's getting late for Naruto right now. Okay.
Sun's getting real low.
Yes. All right, let's see. So we got Sasuke versus Hijikata. Rip Hijikata. All right, let's do what we all know was going to happen. We lost Vegeta back in like round 2, guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. How do we have Sasuke but we don't have Vegeta?
Okay, so we got Zuko versus Sano, guys.
Listen, me and Kyoya were on the right side of history.
Amen.
I pick Zuko.
Okay, Zuko.
Wait, we're doing Zuko versus Sano?
Yes.
I picked Zuko.
That's tough.
I'm gonna go Sano, just because Zuko has lightning fast reflexes, and that's bullcrap. so I'm gonna have to go Sano.
Not to mention that like the Ozai can like lightning bend inside the ship, which doesn't make any sense really.
Okay, I'm gonna go Sano. Drake,
I'm gonna go Sano too.
Okay, so we got 3 Sano. Day.
Zuko.
Okay. Kyoya, Zuko.
Yeah.
Alex hasn't seen. God, frick, dang it, Alex.
Sorry.
You ruined Zuko's chances of ever surviving.
Do it for me!
I could go to Toma.
I mean, I know who Zuko is.
That's okay.
Zuko is Todoroki. Zuko is Todoroki.
He doesn't watch My Hero either, so it doesn't matter. Zuko is
Todoroki.
Zuko is the guy who's just hunting Aang for like the first 40% of the series.
Okay.
And then like the last 60%, he's
like the
fire. And he becomes
for first 40 he's hunting Aang, and then like 10% of that is him finding himself, and then the last 50% is him on Aang's side.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love him. He's so good.
His dick of his sister.
Oh yeah, his sister's a
yeah.
His sister is Yuno Gasai, but without the thirst.
Okay.
Without a senpai.
Don't describe Azula that way. Azula's actually a good character.
Actually, Azula did have a senpai for like a hot second, and then that shit happened, and then she was like, you know what?
Azula's a really good villain.
Azula backstabbed all her friends so hard that they went to go bang her brother. That's how hard she backstabbed her friends.
Pretty much.
Sounds about right.
I think I'm going Sano.
Okay. So, because Alex has become the neutral party in this argument, Zuko loses. So, there is an asterisk by Sano's name. Okay.
This is the third time the ones I picked has just been utterly destroyed.
I'm sorry, Annie.
I lost
like we're running out of characters I actually know.
I lost 2 of my favorite characters in the first round.
Yes, he did.
Oh, relatable.
Okay,
that sounds like the World Cup.
Kirei Kotsumine versus Kai.
Kirei.
That's
Kirei.
That's like the most disgusting wash.
Why did you even ask me that question?
Yeah, you should have just updated the bracket.
I did it because I respect Kyoya as a man.
Kai.
That is why I asked. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I just want you to be aware. You're on record saying it.
I know.
Okay, so we are in the semi-finals, guys. Woo! And then it's the finals. Let's see what we got here. We got Greenling, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sano versus Kirei. Sano was trained by a monk. Kirei Kotomine is a priest. Greenling is a homunculus Asian kid who's a prince and swordplay. And Sasuke is this Asian kid who's essentially the prince of his clan with a sword. So let's go. First off, Greenling versus Sasuke.
That's tough.
This is close.
This is what we've been waiting for, guys. Let's take a poll around the room. Who is leaning towards Sasuke right now? Because I'm not going to ask you your votes, because this is something we actually need to think about. This is not a wash. Actually need to think about who's leaning towards Sasuke right now, guys.
Me.
Okay. Ow. Ow. And ow. Okay. Who's leaning towards Greed?
I am.
Jesus.
God dang, Kyoya's like, rip out my heart, why don't you, instead of on the black market?
I mean,
Really?
I'm pretty on the fence here.
Who
Like, my
never.
gut just says Greedling.
Mhm. I have never once in my life thought I'd ever have this matchup ever.
Yeah, this is.
I've literally
boy.
never ever thought of this ever in any form of context ever. As a kid, I would definitely say though, as a kid, I would have voted Sasuke without any hesitation, whatsoever.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Now I do love both characters still. I never stopped liking Sasuke. I never stopped liking Link. Flat out, never. But as an adult, as more of an adult, because I'm still not
As an adult.
as more of an adult, because Drake will be like, don't make me pull out those screenshots, and I'll be like, Drake, calm down, please, calm down, Drake.
I'm calling the cops.
As more of an adult, I definitely appreciate Gridling more, but at the same time, I do have more perspective on who Sasuke is as a character. I really don't want to say who, because either way, I'm going to be shooting myself in the foot like I did last time with Uconda versus Greedling. Just rip out my heart.
You only have 1 foot left.
I know. I know. I'm already in the same position as Edward. I really don't want to go any further. Like, this is no. I don't want to choose, honestly. Like, honestly, I really don't, because either way, I'm gonna cry in my soul.
But
also, Uconda, like, go on, Kyoya. The floor is yours.
Well, no, it's like I like both series a lot, and I like both characters a lot. But like Sasuke's path from what he was to him as an adult now in Boruto, being the mentor teacher type role, like he's I don't just his character development and his change.
Characterization. Yeah. I get you. To like bolster your point, Kyoya. Sasuke has definitely had way more time and way more opportunities to flesh out than Greedling has.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
If you take a look at their characters individually, I would argue that Greedling is more. I think has better characterization overall, but I think when you take a look at the whole story of both series, I think Sasuke is just narratively more essential to his series than Greedling is to Full Metal Alchemist. I think Sasuke is a big part of why the themes in Naruto work. So I think I'm gonna go with Sasuke.
The Uchiha Chronicles. Yeah.
That's
what I call it. That's what I call half of Shippuden, the Uchiha Chronicles.
Sasuke, actually.
I mean,
We're watching Gintama after all.
can I watch Gintama 2?
I mean, you can.
Sure, everybody's invited.
Okay. So, because I really don't want to answer. I like Ling's drive, because Ling is driven by the want to become king so he can like better his clan, because that's the whole point of Ling coming to Amestris from Zing, which, by the way, props to me for not looking up those names, because you can see my screen. I just remember the names of the countries off the top of my head. Ling
-1 sin.
-1 sin tonight. Okay, because Ling is driven by the fact that he needs to find the immortality cure for the king, because the king is going to die and then he's going to become the next king. That's because the king just wants immortality. That's all he wants, or rather the emperor. So Ling is trying to do this for his clan, which is ironic because you can draw the parallel with Sasuke trying to do what he's doing for his clan. He's trying to avenge his clan, whereas Ling is trying to save it, making inherently their goals somewhat similar, but the way they're going about it very different. While Sasuke's doing this to ease his conscience and
I'm an avenger.
Yes. Ling is doing this to appease someone other than himself and to save his clan. So inherently, that's where they diverge as characters. I think that Ling is more consistently shown as Ling than Sasuke is consistently shown as Sasuke, as Lucas brought up.
Yeah.
Sasuke is definitely more essential to the plot of Naruto, but
He is the plot.
Yes, that is true. But greed is also very essential to the plot of freaking Full Metal Alchemist, because let's not forget that greed betrays Father every time, and Father knows that after a while, greed will always betray him. Knowing this, he put him in Ling because he saw Ling to be the suitable host for greed. Father's he wants a family, and greed inherently just goes against everything that Father wants. And I think when looking at greed and Ling as a character, you should really look at them both because they are the same person at the end, which is why it's Greed Ling. And Ling affects Greed so much that Greed starts to actually, even though he doesn't care about his family whatsoever, he starts to care about Ling's family. He starts to care about Ling's friends. When the old man gets killed, Greed is the one who screams. Greed freaks out. Greed cares. Greed sacrifices himself so that Ling doesn't have to die when it comes down to it. Because Ling is fully well and ready to go with Greed to, like, I think being absorbed back into Father or whatever it was, because I need to rewatch Brotherhood at the very end. Greed chooses to save Ling because he actually thinks Ling's life is worth something as opposed to himself. It just shows that Ling and Greed have influenced each other so much that they have this newfound respect rather than a master and a host situation. I think that's what makes them really good characters, which actually would probably make him more of a parallel to Naruto in that sense than it would Sasuke, with the whole inner struggle thing. Except
Greed is essentially Sasuke versus Naruto.
That is not what I'm saying, but you can take it that way. I think with all these parallels that you can draw between the two characters, that either one winning would be good. But since 3 people have voted Sasuke, just to defend my boy Greedling, I will go Greedling because he needs that moral support right now. Also, his girlfriend is cute.
Agreed.
Yeah, he has a better waifu.
Yes.
I like Greedling as a character more than I like Sasuke, but like low key, a lot of Naruto, all of the plot just revolves around Sasuke. Like literally to the point where I read most of the manga for part 2, and like you could literally just flip through it and be like, "Oh, is Sasuke around?" and something relevant is happening.
I mean, it's not false. It's not false. That's actually exactly the case. I have the to play ball off of Alex's dunk. I have the comic, well, not the comic, but the Shonen Jump issue where Danzo is killed by Sasuke.
Oh yeah.
It is a full panel of Sasuke smiling at Karen with him so drained that he can't even activate his Sharingan fully, and he's like essentially like, "Sorry, ho," and impales her. And I have to admit that yes, reading Naruto is entertaining, but Kiyoya, you have to understand, someone needs to come to the defense of my boy Greedling. Someone. I am that man. I will be the hero that Gotham needs.
You were the hero no one wanted.
No one wanted. Yes. But they need right now. Okay? Sasuke's gonna win, but I needed to defend Greedling before I went down in flames. Okay, Kiyoya? Let it be known. Sasuke is my favorite Naruto character. Even if you think it's freaking Kiba, it's not.
Kiba.
It is Kiba. It is Kiba.
Where's
Kiba?
Kiba on the list?
Exactly.
If I would have put Kiba, I would have put Renji versus Kiba first match just to watch Lucas cringe. Because Lucas would have been like, "I'm not voting." Lucas would have straight been like, "I'm not voting."
Does Naruto farting in Kiba's face beat Proto Man or?
Stop. I hate that so much. He does it twice. He does it in Shippuden again. And my uncle walked in on me, and he saw that scene. He's like, "Why are you watching this garbage?" And I could not defend myself.
I'm asking the same question.
So, I think the room is leaning towards Sasuke. I put up the best defense I could. There's nothing else I can say. I love Sasuke. I love Greedling, so it's not as much as if, like, I don't know, freaking Traglifer Law beat Greedling. That would actually, I would actually have to jump into a lake with cinder blocks around my ankles.
If that happened, the chat just closes.
the call just ends. The call ends. Bye. None of us talked to each other for like weeks. Guys, I can't believe that happened. We're all really sorry. We have to go to counseling now. We don't even know where the votes came from.
I'm already in counseling.
We all
won
voted
me
against
over.
him, but he still won. With Greedling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried my best. It's still 2 versus 4, and with that, Sasuke Uchiha, one of the staples of shonen rivals in modern anime history, is moving on to the finals.
And the other one, Vegeta, is still left in like round 2. But we don't want to talk about that.
Jeff, imagine if we put Takasuki.
I might be able to sleep tonight.
Okay, so it's gonna be probably Kirei versus Sasuke because I'm going to have to abandon my boy Sano. I'm sorry, Lucas. I have to.
What?
What? Don't do it, Death. Don't do it, Death.
No, Death, please. Death.
Okay.
Death,
No,
remember the monk.
I know it's so good, but Kirei is so good too. Okay, so this is when I started really becoming a kid because I always liked Kirei. Like Kirei, like okay, I like Kirei before I liked any other character in Fate. Period. Flat out. Zero. That's 100%. Period. Then I liked Waver, then I liked Gilgamesh, then I liked Diarmuid, and then I liked Sasaki. That is the order it went. Okay. Period. That's how it went. Iskandar was at the same time as Diarmuid. I forgot to mention him, but it was at the same time.
How do you forget Iskandar?
That's why I mentioned him 2 seconds after I said it. Because
I cried, man. I cried.
Iskandar is an excellent character, which shows Gil's character too. That scene is excellent for both characters.
Yes.
Okay.
I showed my sister.
That is not the point. The moment when I knew that I liked Kirei Kotomine too much was when I hit up Alex in high school, and I was like, Alex, have you ever noticed that Kirei Kotomine likes beating up women? And Alex is like, what the heck are you talking about? And I was like, bro, think about it. He like stomped in Maya's chest. He like crushed Irufi's lungs. He like beat up Rin Tosaka. He stabbed Bazette after he said he would go on a date with her, essentially.
Yep.
And Alex is like, holy crap. You're right.
Sounds about right. Sounds like something he did.
Right. Saber is so put off by Kirei Kotomine that she refuses to set foot in the church in Fate Stay Night.
Yes. Yeah, the reason I am going to have to abandon my boy Sano is because, while inherently Sano is a fantastic character, and in my opinion, probably top 3 in Kenshin, not strength-wise, just character-wise, because I like him way more than Kenshin. Sorry, Kenshin. Kenshin, I don't like Kenshin sometimes because of how he just solos his enemies. I just really don't.
He was One Punch Man before One Punch Man.
Yes. He is freaking Kenshiro sometimes with how bad he just wails on some people. And it's really frustrating.
That's the appeal of the anime.
Don't
Karu, you just don't get it.
Karu. Also, Kenshin was Yato before Yato was even a concept to anyone. Anyone who's seen Noragami?
I have not watched season 2 of Noragami.
Okay.
Is there a season 2 now?
Yeah, there's been a season 2 for like 3 years.
Yeah, I have not watched season 2.
Okay, anyways.
Go watch season 2. Season 2 is fantastic.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is there's literally a scene where Kenshin screams and he sounds like Yato. I had to ask Lucas to rewind it, and he's like, oh my god, he does. It's really bad. I am voting Kirei because I think overall Kirei is a more interesting, different character than Sano because Sano is more archetypal, even though Sano is very excellently developed. Kirei Kotomine's characterization goes into full bloom in Fate Stay Night. If you go from Fate Zero to Fate Stay Night, seeing what Kirei Kotomine turns into is an excellent joyride.
Kirei is not evil at the beginning of Fate Stay Night. He is full-blown chaotic evil in the beginning of Fate Zero, he is not evil. Come Fate Stay Night, he's full-blown chaotic evil.
He was sacrificing children so Gilgamesh could have caffeine, essentially. To put it into Layton's terms, that's essentially what he was doing.
Essentially.
Before even Fate Stay Night like really starts, he kills the woman the only woman left who like loves him. Like he's like, yo, you want to go on a date? And she's like, you cute, let's go. And then he like stabs her and takes her servant.
Yep.
She's like rip pause that. She gets redeemed by having her own game afterwards, but let's not talk about that right now because that's confusing, and I don't want to feel like going into an infinite loop in the call if we talk about Hollow Artifacts.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll save my main spiel for Kirei for the final round, but my vote is Kirei.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to defend Sano from myself, and I'm going to attack Sano with Kirei.
You just like talking to yourself. You just like talking to yourself.
Low key, I have to win myself over on this.
Wait, did I vote already? I don't even remember if I did.
You're just like, don't abandon Sano. That's what you said.
I know, but like, I'm voting Kirei. Someone has to defend Sano. Someone has to defend him. Like, when you told me to watch Fate, and I finally got past the first episode, and I just finished Fate Zero in like a day, I was like, I love this man.
Okay, Sano is developed excellently. Kirei Kotomine's development into a full-on antagonist from semi-rival of Kiritsugu Emiya is absolutely fantastic. Both characters have excellent arcs that I found very enjoyable. And they also had scenes where they just punched really hard. They just punched men really hard, both of them. Both of them did it. Kirei's a priest, Sano got trained by a monk. Stay woke. There's connections there somewhere. Sano. So to explain what Sano does, Sano punches people, and essentially he ignores durability, so they explode like Kirei does.
Okay.
So they literally have similar fighting styles. That is like actually a thing, which is actually hysterical. That these two ended up versus each other. Sano's development goes from regular rival to extremely characterized and just a good character. He's no longer defined by just rival. He's a friend of Kenshin. He's relevant to the plot. He like the villains thought he was trash because low key he's not very powerful, but he essentially does. I don't want to diss Kuwabara, but essentially he gave the speech Kuwabara gave, but didn't take the L.
What Sano starts out as a person who hates the government,
yes.
but then he realizes that trying to destroy the government wouldn't do anything for anybody. It just makes things worse, and he eventually ends up protecting the government from Jishio.
Yes.
And there's a lot of other interesting things that go into his character, but that's the main gist of it, and it's just really well done.
Yes, that's why I said he's no longer defined by just rival. He becomes his own good character. Granted, he gets cucked by Kenshin like 6 different ways, but you know, that's not the point. Screw Kenshin. Whoops, I let that slip out. Whereas Kirei Kotomine's spiral is into the darkness. You get to see his just small interactions with Gil as Kirei starts to actually realize who he is as a person. Because Kirei has always felt that since he finds pleasure in causing pain, pleasure must be evil. So Kirei constantly asks himself, is pleasure inherently evil? He accepts that it must be until he meets Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh says, is pleasure really evil? You're just enjoying yourself. And Kirei Kotomine really starts reevaluating himself. He's like, am I really a priest? Or do I just like punching people? The answer may surprise you. Click here to find out. Kirei Kotomine realizes that the reason he chose his wife is not because he loved her, but he loved the fact that she was in constant agony, slowly dying. Kirei Kotomine realized that the one regret about his father dying was that he wanted to kill him. He just slowly accepts that his wants are twisted and that pleasure itself isn't what's evil at all. It's what Kirei wants. And Kirei just full on goes, you know what? I want what I want, and kills his master.
Yep.
So then,
Same.
to go on beyond that, Kirei then proceeds to raise the daughter of his master after he positioned the person who is jealous so much of his master that that he cooked him legitimately. Karia was super jealous that what's his face, Tokiomi took his childhood waifu, right? And then Tokiomi's out of the picture, and Kirei put the situation just perfect. He put Tokiomi's body right. Also, someone's listening to a countdown. It messed me up. It was 3, 2, 1. I was like, he put Tokiomi's body, and I was like, is the government listening? Basically, he stages this where Karia, comes in, sees Tokiomi. He's like, not so hotshot now. Then he realizes Tokiomi is dead. Tokiomi's wife comes in, the one Karia truly loves, the one he's doing this all for just to save her daughter, who's Tokiomi's kid, right? This is how much he loves another man's wife. And she sees him with the body. And the amount of pain that everyone is feeling in that room probably made Kirei more happy than his wife ever did, and they have a kid. Just to put that out there. Kirei really starts to realize who he is, and because of this, it makes watching him in Face Night 10 times better than if you just watch Face Night. Because you see this change in him. You could argue that he's indecisive at first, but that's who he is at first, because he really doesn't know who he is, and then he discovers it by the end of Face Night. Granted, it didn't help that he kind of got bathed in some All the World's Evil just a little bit because it connected to Girl to him, but let's ignore that.
That was just enough.
Just enough.
That was after he just straight up,
but
blow people's lives because he feels like it.
Okay, but Karia was into NTR, and Tokiomi deserved it. Prime breeding stuff. After that line, he deserved to die.
What's up with the NTR?
What's up with me? I hate NTR so freaking much.
I know you do, but you always bring it up.
Because Karia was totally into NTR. He just wanted Tokiomi's life. That was his whole character arc.
The more I think about it,
I don't know, man.
The more I think about it, the more Carrie sounds really similar to Carollo from Hunter x Hunter. And
Carollo, he's got weird ears.
He's got weird ears. That's how you describe him?
What else am I gonna say? He's from Hunter x Hunter. People don't know who characters from Hunter x Hunter are. People are like Goku. That's a Hunter x Hunter character, right? He's the main one, right? In the green.
The guy with the cross on his forehead. The guy who wears a long coat or whatever.
Long coat does not help you.
The guy who looks like Phoenix Wright.
Stop. No, that's Leorio. First of all, that's Leorio. Second of all, who else has ears that weird in that verse that's not a Chimera ant?
The other furniture guy, Franklin, the guy who has the machine guns in his... Not machine guns in his hands, but the net bullets.
Freaking, I forget that half the Phantom Troop exists.
But yeah, because they sound like they have really similar character arcs, except Carlos isn't done yet, so...
Okay, so let's take a poll of the room. I'm pretty sure Kirei won. Anyone who's voting Sano?
I'm voting Sano.
Okay.
I really want to, but I'm not going to.
God dang it.
Kirei is really good too.
So, yeah.
But just Sano's my boy. I can't betray Sano.
I understand. Sano's my boy too, but Kirei was my boy first, so I got that loyalty.
Iha versus Kirei Kotomine. Oh man.
This
time for a death battle.
Where is Kiyoya? Kiyoya needs to be here right now. Kiyoya, come back.
You already know he's picking Sasuke.
Yes, that's why he needs to be here. Because this is where Kiyoya demotes me to Zephyrian in his server because I just hear it Kotomine.
Alright, so I'm gonna give my passionate defense for Kirei Kotomine right now.
Okay.
Alright. So Kirei Kotomine is such a good rival to Kiritsugu, even in parallel dimensions where they don't exist. Kiritsugu and Kiritsugu dies before he meets Kirei. Kirei still goes out of his way to make Kiritsugu's kid's life miserable.
Yes. Oh, he hates the MES.
Right?
The MES.
Sounds like a really bad sitcom. The MES.
It is a bad. Have you watched their family relationships? It is a bad sitcom.
All right. Right, Kirei Kotomine does some of the craziest, most badass shit that any human in the frickin' Nasiverse does. Right, he 1v1s a servant in Heaven's Seal and wins. He has his heart ripped out, and then 1v1s a guy whose entire body is made out of metal to the death.
Yes.
While his heart is ripped out. Let's see. Right. Do we need to talk about the Kirei versus Kiritsugu fight at the end of Fate Zero? Because that was badass.
It's one of my favorite fights.
Oh yeah. Right. Man, Kirei Kotomine is peak. Like, whereas both Sasuke and Kirei have arcs. I think that Kirei's arc definitely has to be higher quality than Sasuke's, even though Sasuke is, Sasuke has more development simply because the series is longer, but Kirei's is a higher quality. If that makes sense. You really get to see the depths of how deprived that Kirei Kotomine gets, and it's all from a starting position of not even really being bad.
I'm downstairs right now getting pizza, so I can't talk. So someone else go.
Okay, I'm a different Sasuke.
Go for it.
Okay, no, yeah, I want to hear Lucas.
I'm a different Sasuke. I know I said before that Sasuke's character is inconsistent, but I also think that this inconsistency with his character also makes him more three-dimensional than most rivals in Shonen. Sasuke starts out essentially. People kind of get this misconception that Sasuke is just like an emotionless, just brooding character at the beginning. Where in the beginning of Naruto, Sasuke just wants to avenge his clan, not only because he just wants to avenge his clan, but because he finds Itachi to be the most evil person in the world, and his whole character throughout the first part of Naruto is discovering trying to discover who he is as a person, and realizing that he could thinking that the only way to be Itachi is to be like Itachi, but his whole thing is that he doesn't want to be Itachi. He doesn't want to go that route because Sasuke is not evil. He everything he does because of justice. Even though he never says that, that's heavily applied because everything he wants to do is for the benefit of the world, which is why he wants to destroy Itachi so bad at the beginning, because to him Itachi is the most evil person in the world. And
the thing with his revenge drive against Itachi is, you're absolutely right that that's sort of where his entire character revolves around, but that's also like a weak point. I mean, he has one motivation until, Itachi dies, and then when Itachi dies and he learns the truth, then his entire motivation just, changes to, oh, Itachi told me
terrorism.
I want my revenge against, everybody in the Leaf Village.
But then, at the same time, what I was going to mention earlier when Lucas brought this up is, well, he actually just kind of brought it up. Sasuke's thing is justice, or his version of justice and revenge. Mm-hmm. And with finding out the truth about Itachi, it was like his revenge had a different what's the word? He had a different a different target for his revenge, for his justice. And part of it, I think, is because Itachi, in my opinion at least, didn't do a very good job of getting across to Sasuke what he wanted him to be. Because later on in the series, he voices that he wanted Sasuke to be a hero of the Leaf who found him and killed him and everything like that. And once Sasuke found out the truth, of course, he wants to go against the Leaf. But I don't see it as an inconsistent thing, more as now that he knows the truth, he knows who he really needs to be going after.
I mean, I suppose, but like, I mean, Kirei is just more complex. If you really, think about it, like Sasuke is. I mean, to a point, I get it. Like the gist of Naruto is sort of about, it's a coming of age story for all of the characters in part 1 is ultimately what the series is. But I mean, Kirei Kotomine just. He fell a lot farther than, Sasuke sort of meandered his way through his motivations.
Here's the thing, and this isn't really to say anything different about Sasuke that has already been said, but the thing about Sasuke is that if his whole thing was just revenge, then he wouldn't do stuff like kill Orochimaru in the beginning of Shippuden. He killed Orochimaru because Orochimaru was or attempted to kill Orochimaru anyway, because he comes back later. But spoilers.
Gosh.
I mean, how relevant?
I didn't get that far yet.
Halfway through Shippuden.
I've seen every episode. Don't mind me.
Orochimaru isn't even relevant after he gets brought back the first time. Itachi slaughters him. The only reason he's there is so that the Hokage can get brought back properly.
He kills Orochimaru, right? He kills Orochimaru because he thinks that Orochimaru is just as evil as Itachi, and if he continues to let Orochimaru walk that live, then that will negatively impact the world or whatever. So I don't think revenge is just all he thinks about. The other thing is that after the whole Itachi reveal, his character does become rather inconsistent. But it becomes inconsistent because he is always presented with new information that forces him to change his mindset.
Because everyone's a liar in Naruto.
I mean, I suppose, but it doesn't really change the way that Sasuke goes about doing things.
Yes, you're right. But I'm just saying,
he has the same sort of mannerisms, and he comes to the same sorts of conclusions, even though his motivations might be different because of huge breaking reveals.
And you're absolutely right about that. I'm just saying that his ability to assess situations and then change his ideological view on certain things proves that he's like a more complex character than your standard shonen rival.
I would agree with you there. Like, there's a reason why Naruto is as popular as it is, because it does do some things pretty well.
Yeah.
Sasuke being one of those, primary examples. Also, the world building is pretty good, even though it's a lot more inconsistent than Shippuden. But, this is... I mean, this really isn't even me saying that Sasuke is a bad character, because he's not. He's probably the best character in Naruto. But Kirei Kotomine has a lot more nuance, is kind of what it comes down to.
To be fair, to not cut you off, but Kirei Kotomine is like a developmental arc, like in Zero is a seinen versus a shonen, so it is handled a bit differently because of that. Whereas Unlimited Blade Works and Fate Route are a little bit more shonen.
Yeah.
So In fact, did I say a little bit? I meant a lot more shonen. What was I saying? Heaven's Feel's a different animal, but that's because Heaven's Feel takes the edge, puts it on cocaine.
Oh yeah.
And goes.
I haven't seen Heaven's Feel. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, I know what happens in Heaven's Feel. I haven't seen the new animated movie.
That's the last road to stay night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Wild.
It's the Sakura Bang Shiro route.
Oh.
I think
So it's the one true route.
Say something.
My bad.
Oh no. Another thing I was gonna say was with rivals. When I think about like rivals and shonen and stuff, like I think another good one is Kurapika. Rivals that have goals that they're going for that don't always have to deal with the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Another part that I like about Sasuke is, he in his quest for justice for his clan, he goes to Orochimaru, learns what he can, kills him, and then he forms Taka or Heavy or whatever you want to call the team. Yep. He forms them.
Dekatsuki.
And then goes after Donzo and everything. He just
should be called Sasuke's bitches. That's
they are Sasuke. They are. I mean,
they all want to bang Sasuke.
I mean, I don't know about Kugo or whatever his name is. It Kugo?
Jugo.
Okay, yeah, Jugo. No, he wants to bang Kimimaro. Remember?
Basically,
I want to bang Kimimaro.
Hey, I'll settle for Sasuke right now.
Because of that curse mark manipulation.
Yeah.
Because he does say, "Ooh, your curse mark manipulation is almost as good as Kimimara's," and you're like, "Ugh, Kugo."
Can we not talk about the dead guy, please?
Like, Sasuke has a path of a rival that some people would say is, he's the best character. He has a path that's even better than Naruto's or whatever. And I think another thing about it, he does have more time to be fleshed out as a character.
Yep.
But one of my favorite things about that is during the ending, after their final battle and they lose their arms and everything, one of my favorite things is that Sasuke doesn't go back for his arm. It's like his thing to atone for everything. And then after that, he leaves the village for a long time. He comes back to pipe Sakura, but then he leaves again.
And then leaves again.
But no,
came back to Smash.
That's totally consistent. Totally
best
predictable.
romance in anime.
Romance plot that had so much development between Sasuke and Sakura.
You're annoying.
Just as much as there was between Naruto and Hinata, just as much.
Hey, have you seen the memes where it's like where Sakura's pregnant and she's like, "Hey, can you get me ice cream?" And Sasuke's like, "It's 3 a.m," and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be so annoying." And Sasuke's like, "Oh, god dang it."
Yeah.
That's like one of the first things he says to her. Like that was when Naruto tried to without consent bang Sakura as Sasuke, and she tries to like talk to Sasuke.
Why'd you voice it like that?
And
we established that was rape.
It was like you can't think about that too much, or else you realize how messed up what Naruto was trying to do is. You have to just like be like, well, he's 12, so we'll let it go. But yeah, you're annoying. And the most romance they had is when he hit her on the back of the head and he's like, "I'm sorry."
It was pretty romantic it was pretty romantic when he tried to Chidori her that one time.
Yeah,
straight to her heart. Straight to her heart.
He was just trying to penetrate her. It's all good.
Yeah, or when he used genjutsu to make
to penetrate
kill her.
Yeah, he picked it up from Kakashi. He picked it up from Kakashi.
Using his master's move.
Quickest way to a girl's heart is a Raikiri.
Exactly.
I mean,
but anyways, to finish what I was saying,
It was also romantic when he was hanging out and biting that other girl, Karen, instead of doing Sasha.
True.
Yeah, that was also very romantic.
Chick that he had more chemistry with.
Yeah.
The chick who his kid looks like.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Spoilers, all 3 of them are the parents.
Stay woke.
I mean, that's technically true.
True.
Taking a break from ice cream.
Which is really weird if you think about it.
I forgot that I'm still screen sharing, and God dang it, Day.
Anyway, so finish what I was going to say. I like how Sasuke now, currently in the story, he has what's the word for it? Though I have problems with Itachi. Most of the fandom really likes Itachi.
I'm aware. I had a conversation with Kyoya, and I was like, "You don't like Itachi?" And he's like, "Of course not." And I was like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Remember when Julia said she didn't like Itachi?
Oh yeah.
And we were
and then Kyoya's like, "Finally, someone else."
There's girls who don't like Itachi.
Yeah,
it's rare.
Does Julia count as a girl?
She was like, Itachi's not a good boy. And I'm like, he had to do what he had to do, woman.
That must mean she hates games from like Bleach. That's if you don't like one of them, you can't like the other one. There's no way. Like you just can't. Like it. You're just wrong if you like one of them but not like the other one.
But if you do like Itachi, then basically what Itachi says in the hero that he wanted Sasuke to be, Sasuke eventually becomes as an adult.
All right, well, guys, it's 11:30 at night. We've been going for 2.5 hours, guys.
Hey.
Yes, I
we're
think
gonna
it's
have
time
to
to
end
wrap it
this
up.
with a vote right now. All right, guys, everyone, just say who you're voting for.
I'm going
Kira.
Sasuke.
Kirei Kotomine.
What did Jake
Daddy?
vote?
I said Kirei.
Oh man.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap because, like, I mean, I could vote Sasuke, but then I'd be lying.
Listen, me and Kyoya are on the right side of history.
I love you, Lucas.
We're gonna have to like watch Gintama to decompress from.
Okay, guys, this has been a night full of upsets. I don't think it's as bad as freaking Haikyuu beating Dragon Ball Z, but okay. So essentially, the reason we decided to do this is because Lucas and I watched the tournament, and they were deciding better shonen series, and Haikyuu, the volleyball series, beat Dragon Ball Z
And Genshin.
and Kenshin, and so basically, this has not been nearly as controversial as anything. The most controversial thing we've done so far is Kirei beating freaking Sasuke and Vegeta losing, period. Because Vegeta can lose to anyone in this tournament and it instantaneously be controversial. There's no situation where Vegeta losing is ever not controversial.
Hijikata beating L is probably controversial.
Yeah, but does anyone actually care about Death Note
No.
anymore? Unfortunately.
I still haven't watched the movie.
We all just reminisce. Every time we talk about Death Note, it's just reminiscing of when Death Note was greatness.
Remember before it was mainstream?
Yes. Okay, so and that's it, guys. This is this has
that's the
been
game.
an eventful night. That is the game, guys.
We gotta do this again sometime.
The next one was
this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is kind of what we've been wanting to do with RivalChat for a while back at the initial start. Day and Drake are obviously newer members compared to Kyoyo, Alex, and I.
I was always here. I just never came.
Drake, don't even play this game. Drake, no. Drake,
you gotta show up more.
I know.
I tried to get you in here so many times. You only came in here once, so you're an honorary member.
Hey.
So essentially, guys, The next one we kind of wanted to have was with anime females, like female leads. So we all know we're voting for Sakura, right? That's the girl we're voting for.
Of course.
No.
Wait, can I put my my shoujo main characters in there?
Sure.
Yay!
Your main heroine.
Main characters.
Yuri.
Sure,
I'm
Yuki
putting Misaka, and I'm going to solo all of you, even if I have to vote for her
If
myself.
you're putting Misaka, I'm putting girls from Strike the Blood. Like
You're putting Yukina. All right. So, what's the group consensus on this, guys? Would you like to do anime heroines?
Sure.
Anime heroine.
Anime heroine? Count me down.
Def, what if it comes down to Misaka versus Kagura?
Don't make me answer that question. You know what's gonna end up happening. Both of them are 14, and you know what's gonna happen. The police are gonna bust into my house.
We will be.
Lolicon.
Hey, they are past puberty. Piss off.
They're legal somewhere else.
Yeah,
okay.
Legal somewhere else. Oh man.
That's what Dad tells himself every time we stop.
Stop.
If they live in Japan, I live in Japan.
All right, guys, it's time to end this call. With me today, I had Alex.
Heyo.
I had Jay.
Bye.
I had myself. Hey, Def. Thanks, Def. I had Drake.
Hey.
I had Kiyoya.
Sasuke should have won 2K18.
No, he shouldn't have.
Preach it. Hashtag
that. All right. Okay, all right. And see you guys next week, hopefully.